Bong Tae-yoon, the youngest member of Siren, carries the fate of the entire group on his shoulders before their debut. But after some time promoting, Yoon decides to leave, which, despite being meant for the common good, leads to irreversible choices that impact the entire group's career. Torn between responsibility, pressure, and silent sacrifice, he is forced to confront his own limitations. The road to becoming an idol is not just about the spotlight. It is a life or death battle for youth. Let us follow Life Manhwa to see what his musical journey will be like. The story begins at night on the rooftop of a building, with a low, deep male voice saying, "Bro, I won't leave the group anymore." Along with that announcement, Tae-yoon's worried face appears. Mission success. I gave up on leaving, wagering my life, huh? Yeon-hoon is quite surprised. Wait, why so sudden? Are you sure you are not rushing into this? He does not know that Tae-yoon just obtained something else. Yeon-hoon's life reward. Tae-yoon gives a small smile. I thought about the advice you guys gave me. Only he knows that everyone's lives are hanging by a thread over his head. Yeon-hoon grabs Tae-yoon's hand. Really? Tae-yoon replies with a determined gaze. Of course. Yeon-hoon's grip tightens. Then let us go quickly. Tae-yoon listens. Okay. Yeon-hoon's bright smile shines on Tae-yoon's face. Let us go inside with everyone else. Yeon-hoon pulls Tae-yoon along, humming a few lines from a song. A voice echoes in Tae-yoon's head. You absolutely have to become an idol, or else you will see them die. Seeing Tae-yoon turning his head, Yeon-hoon urges, Tae-yoon, hurry up. Tae-yoon does not sense anything unusual, so he follows. Yes, I know. The full moon and countless stars make the sky even more dazzling. What is this ridiculous situation? The story begins when Tae-yoon startles awake after dozing off at his desk. That day was just a normal day, until he received that call. He leans back tiredly, supporting his forehead with his hand. Oh man. His fingers fly across the keyboard. I am Bong Tae-yoon. Many messages are sent, even though he has been a web novel author for 3 years, with a lot of experience. Tae-yoon sits very seriously in front of the computer screen, but my depression symptoms are still affecting the chapters. Comments keep appearing, such a letdown from the beginning. Seriously, I feel so wrong that I am about to cry. Everyone's commenting on his writing style. I have already seen the exact same situation in his previous work, so I am not interested anymore. Is the author actually sick? All his works have such terrible endings. I almost dropped it several times, but somehow I managed to stick with it until the end. The sound of keyboard strokes continues steadily. Everything ends in the worst way possible. He is only focused on the computer screen, in all of my works. His eyes close, and his eyebrows furrow. Damn it, all the characters end up dying. Just then, a phone notification pulls Tae-yoon out of his heaviness. Touching the screen, he thinks, probably the publisher. But what appears surprises Tae-yoon greatly. On the screen, a new message. We regret to inform you that the late artist Woo Yeon-hoon passed away at 11:45 p.m. Korean time on December 4, 2027. His voice seems to echo from the past. Everyone, let us practice. 5 years ago, I was a trainee in a boy group. The sound of Yeon-hoon's applause seems to be right behind him. Tae-yoon, wake up. At that time, Tae-yoon had just finished resting. Ah yes. A new group debuts with a small management company and low popularity. Back then, there was always someone helping him. You are lowering your arm too quickly. Another person is lively and cheerful. Alright, dance lesson time again. From his expression, you can see that he is very comfortable. Even though I do not know if we will succeed, it was a beautiful time when I met my 4 brothers. The scene of the 5 of them together is so warm. Even if we do not succeed, I still want to be with them, but that small dream. Another unexpected presence was shattered into pieces by a drunk truck driver. A terrible accident took 3 lives and left 2 seriously injured. Tae-yoon says weakly, Yeon-hoon Hyung. But no one answers. I am the only one who could return to a normal life. Witnessing their pain, only I. He just feels ridiculous. The psychologist told me to forget the guilt. Tears stream down his cheeks. What I feel is not guilt. He drops his phone and clutches his head. Why only me? His teeth clench unconsciously, when I am the only one who survived. The tears become even more intense. It is a feeling of resentment. The phone rings, interrupting Tae-yoon's emotions. His eyes widen. The hand holding the phone suddenly trembles. In a moment of stunned disbelief, staring for a long time at the name on the screen, Yeon-hoon. Tears are still clearly in the corners of his eyes. I just received his obituary. He puts the phone back on the desk, not daring to answer the call. Unbelievable, it is a call from someone who has been unconscious for 5 years straight. Finally, with all his determination, Tae-yoon answers the phone. Hello? He asks hesitantly, Yeon-hoon, Hyung. A voice comes from the other end. Tae-yoon ah. Suddenly, the surrounding space brightens. Everything blurs, making Tae-yoon panic. What is it? He tries to call out again, Yeon-hoon Hyung. At this moment, another voice rings out, starting the process, transformation. Taeyun does not understand. What is this voice? He tries the phone again. Yun-hoon Hyung. Opening his eyes, Taeyun is in a different location, still tightly holding his seatbelt. He does not understand what is happening. Huh? A familiar voice comes from beside him. Are you sleepy? I told you to just sleep. Taeyun turns his head. Is this a dream? A member sitting in the back yawns. Taeyun, are not you sleepy? He is still in shock. All the Hyungs are alive. Yun-hoon is as enthusiastic as ever. Just sleep. I will wake you up when we get back to the dorm. Just as he is about to collect himself, Taeyun turns pale. No, wait, this place. Is it in the car before the accident happened? The talking wakes up the green-haired one who was sleeping. What are you two talking about? That alone is enough to make him jump. It is too vivid to be a dream. The mechanical voice rings out again. Save the members of Siren. If successful, we will proceed to the next mission. If you fail, everyone will die. Taeyun clenches his teeth. In this situation, that strange voice keeps going off in my head. Remembering the scene of seeing Yun-hoon lying unconscious in bed, even though I do not understand anything, and about myself surviving alone. Along with that sound, a light enters Taeyun's eyes, seeing through, given the privilege to the returnee. He quickly turns to the person next to him and shouts, "We Yun-hoon." Taeyun's expression is extremely tense. Step on the gas. I can't see you guys die again. Taeyun keeps urging, what do I have to do to prevent my brothers from dying on that day? This is the question that has haunted me every day for the past 5 years. And there is only one perfect answer among them. Step on the gas. But when he turns to look at Yun-hoon, he sees that he is reacting very slowly. He is paralyzed. Without thinking much, he directly intervenes. Put your foot on the gas pedal. At this moment, Yun-hoon is startled and complies. Under Taeyun's influence, the gas pedal is pressed down. At that moment, the fateful truck appears. Seeing this, Yun-hoon swerves the steering wheel. Due to the timely adjustment, the two vehicles do not collide. The truck loses control, jumps the curb, and crashes into a building on the side of the road. The momentum wakes everyone who was sleeping or sleepy. What is going on? Taeyun breathes a sigh of relief, holding his chest, listening to everyone's commotion. What was that truck? The strange sound rings in his ear again. Mission success. All the members of Siren have been saved. Before, when I saw their portraits, it was something I had imagined and dreamed of a lot. Or when I sat next to Yun-hoon silently in the hospital bed, something I regretted and hoped for every day. Could this be so easily accomplished? Yun-hoon wants to ask about the situation, everyone's bodies. At this moment, his crying voice is heard. Taeyun. Everyone in the car is worried. What is wrong? Taeyun's crying. Someone criticizes. Why are you crying? It looks bad. This cold face is Kang Do-sung. The green-haired guy is much nicer. It is okay. Maybe he is just too shocked. This is Lee-woon. Another male voice continues to defend Taeyun. Do-sung Hyung is too cold. Such a cold-blooded guy. This is Park Dong-jun. Each person exists before him. His brothers are still alive. A handkerchief is offered. Taeyun. Wipe your tears with this tissue. He reaches out and wipes away his tears. Thank you. It feels like the car seat is gently embracing my body. The voices of my brothers are soothing my heart. There's no way these feelings are fake. I saved my brothers. Everyone is very concerned. It is the first time I have seen Taeyun cry. Are you calm now? He gives a smile. Yes, I am fine. Lee-woon puts his hand on the front seat. I was so surprised. If it were not for Taeyun, we almost had an accident. Yun-hoon's whole body trembles. Thank you, Taeyun, if you did not help. It is all my fault. Who knows what would have happened to our little ones? Saying that, he starts crying. Another uproar. Yun-hoon Hyung is crying again. Lee-woon can't take it anymore. Someone turned off his faucet. In the end, it is still Do-sung's voice that makes him shut up. Don't cry anymore, or else we will have another accident. Taeyun glances in the rearview mirror, seeing another development. A noisy crowd surrounds the truck. The three people in the back are also looking. Shouldn't we get out and help people? He withdraws his gaze. Don't go. I later found out that the truck driver was driving while drunk. It was not just driving after drinking, but drinking while driving. Dong-jun agrees. Just leave it. Avoid getting the media's attention when we are about to debut. The cold face next to him also nods in agreement. It is best not to get involved in these things at a sensitive time. Lee-woon hesitates a bit. Even so. Taeyun interrupts directly. No, just leave it. So they continue to return. Yeah, let us go. He sits in the car, always silent. Feels like I have turned back time. What happened just now? No matter how you look at it, this is not a realistic situation. Besides, seeing through, given the privilege to the returnee seeing through. I think I heard something strange. Dong-jun stretches. When we get back to the dorm, we have to keep practicing. Lee-woon is always the one who encourages them. If we want to debut, we have to work hard. There is really no time to play now. Do-sung does not bother to pay attention. I am going to sleep. Park Dong-jun, take your hand off. Tae-yoon turns his head to look at the three of them. You guys are so young. Yun-hoon in the driver's seat is always concerned about him. Tae-yoon, take a nap, I will drive safely. He becomes extremely vigilant. It is like the future where you guys died was all a lie. The atmosphere is still the same. It is like being in a novel. I am not sleeping. I will watch you drive. For Tae-yoon, no matter what, this is not a dream or an illusion. It is different from the reality I used to know. This is a second chance. The car speeds along the empty road. It is the reality when I can meet my brothers again. And I can't deny that this world is much better. But Tae-yoon leans out the car window. Even though I have been given another chance now, it has been 5 years and I can't go back to being an idol. Not long after, the car stops. We are here. Everyone get out. Do-sung is still yawning. I slept so well. Dong-jun gives 2 thumbs up. As expected, Yun-hoon Hyung is the best driver. Even though his hands are busy carrying luggage, Lee-woon's face is still beaming. Thank you so much, Yun-hoon Hyung. Tae-yoon gets out of the car last. If there was not an accident, it would be a normal day. It is so magical. Everyone is very cheerful. Let us go home. Seeing him standing there, Yun-hoon approaches. Let us go. Tae-yoon, what are you doing not going in? Yes, he replies, holding his things. I am coming. The group walks up the stairs one by one. Tae-yoon watches their backs. I used to live on the top floor with my brothers. The dorm we used at that time was not bad, even if it was a bit poor. The accommodation was on the top floor, but there was no elevator. After a lot of dragging and pulling, we are home, finally. Oh. The coldest face, accompanied by exhaustion. Let us crawl into bed and roll around to sleep. Yun-hoon tries to stop him. Do-sung, you have to shower before you sleep. But he does not pay attention. I am too tired, please forgive me for one day. Tae-yoon stands to the side silently. It is too cramped for 5 grown men. Ignore everyone's noise. Do not wear socks and climb on the sofa. Looking around, starting from the small kitchen, thinking about it, it is clearly exploitation. I am only 19 years old and the youngest. There is no privacy at all. Then to the small corner of the room. I wonder if there is a life like this in 2023, because there are more inconveniences than I thought. While he is still thinking, Yun-hoon happily brings things over. Tae-yoon, go wash your face. Let me get the blanket for you. He wants to take it. Let me go. Let me do it. Everyone gathers around again. You suddenly seem so grown up after traveling. Do not you feel a bit too mature, Tae-yoon? If you grow up too fast, we will be sad. In his eyes, there is no appearance of a young person. It feels so strange. You are clearly our brother, but it feels like you are our younger brother. Even so, Tae-yoon is still obedient. Yes, I know. After that, they each do their own thing. Skincare is very important. The 5 of them are lying on one bed. Yun-hoon recalls. We almost had an accident, but other than that, it was really great. Lee-woon agrees. Yeah, it was so fun. Dong-jun, with his eyes glued to his phone, also joins in. The meat was really delicious. I want to eat more. While they are happy, Do-sung immediately throws cold water on them. You have gained weight. Dong-jun is so angry that he jumps up. Seriously, Kang Do-sung, what am I going to do with your habit? The 2 of them start arguing again. What, Kang Do-sung? How dare you be so disrespectful to your Hyung? Kang Do-sung is hitting someone. Yun-hoon again puts his hands on his hips. Looking at him, what about Tae-yoon? He must have been very shocked. He has been so quiet today. I am worried. There are not many expressions on his face. I also liked it a lot. The feeling is really hard to describe. I suddenly forgot about the car accident, but I am really happy. Suddenly, Tae-yoon speaks up. But Hyungs, there is something I want to say. If it was me 5 years ago, I would do anything to debut. Do-sung, who is struggling with Dong-jun, also pays attention. Why is he so serious all of a sudden? Everyone's faces look worried. What is it? What is wrong? He hesitates. Then he still makes the decision. I do not want to be an idol anymore. The 4 of them pause in surprise. I think this is the right decision. I feel like I am a burden to the group. Saying that, Tae-yoon turns and pulls the blanket over himself. I will go talk to the manager tomorrow. But he is called back. Hey. Tae-yoon's collar is suddenly grabbed. Do-sung is agitated. Are you just going to say it like an announcement, and be done with it? Yun-hoon hurries to stop him. Do-sung. Even so, he shouts at Tae-yoon. Are you going to leave because you do not have the talent? If that is the case, then why did you endure until now? Dong-jun and Lee-woon pull Do-sung away. Do-sung Hyung, stop it. He is still angry. Why are you guys stopping me? He does not dare to look at everyone directly, but just clutches his collar tightly. I am sorry, I really am. Do-sung still does not let it go. Seriously, what is with that apology? Tae-yoon's attitude, on the other hand, is very calm. I already said it, I am just getting in everyone's way. The arguing makes Yun-hoon unable to bear it and shout, both of you, stop it. The 2 of them immediately stop and look in his direction. Yun-hoon puts his hands on his hips and says a lot. Do-sung, let Tae-yoon stay here, even if you are angry. Fighting is wrong. Do-sung denies immediately. I did not hit him. Yun-hoon pulls Tae-yoon's shirt off. Don't you see that his face is all red? Isn't hitting him any different? Do-sung stutters that. Then he shouts at the other two. And everyone else is acting like Do-sung is wrong, so it is no wonder he is angry. Both Dong-jun and Lee-woon look like guilty puppies, yes. Then Yun-hoon turns sharply to him, and Tae-yoon. Seeing him call him, he replies yes. Tae-yoon does not yell, but just says gently, come out for a bit with me. The two of them find a place to sit down. Do you want to drink something warm? He refuses. It is okay. But why do not we talk inside? Hearing that, Yun-hoon shouts and cuts him off immediately. No way. This kid really does not understand his heart. I deliberately came outside to let your head relax. Tae-yoon is really confused. It will keep your head cool if you are outside in the cold. Suddenly Yun-hoon grabs his hand. It is not like that, Tae-yoon. His eyes are clear. Can you please not leave, please? But he is not swayed by one sentence. You also know I do not have the talent. Yun-hoon withdraws his hand. What? No one complained about you being a member of the group when we debut. Tae-yoon does not believe it. How could there not be? In his heart, he always understands. Everyone knows that my talent is not good. He says to him very sincerely, our Tae-yoon is very kind and hardworking, and most of all, he is also handsome. A 5-member group, surely it is a group that can't be without a member holding the visual position, to the point where I have to wonder why such a beautiful face would only appear in a small management company. This will be the highest standard among the talents that WD Entertainment can have, but that does not mean that a face is the most important thing when it comes to debuting as an idol. Yun-hoon tries to persuade him, so please think again, Tae-yoon. After all, we only have a few months left until debut. He looks up at the sky. Maybe the title of my next web novel will be, Everyone uses 99.99% of their talent except me, or, I am a burden to my team. The voice still echoes in his ears. Tae-yoon, are you listening? That strange sound flashes in his head again. Withdraw your intention to leave. If successful, we will proceed to the next mission. If you fail, the mortality rate of member Woo Yun-hoon will increase. His eyes widen, that voice again, and furthermore, the mortality rate is increasing. The person in front of him is still talking, so Tae-yoon, go back and apologize to your brothers. But Tae-yoon does not pay attention and looks around. Why? What is the reason for Yun-hoon Hyung's mortality rate increasing? Something like an image glitch appears from somewhere. Yun-hoon raises his head, following Tae-yoon who is still dazed. The entire image is captured in Tae-yoon's eyes, a flower pot. He wants to get up from his seat. Instinctively reaches out his hand. His arm reaches out towards Yun-hoon Hyung. He quickly runs over but realizes something unusual. The flower pot is falling at a strange speed. Everything around me. The announcement rings out again. Slowing down. Seeing through is granted to the returnee. Tae-yoon is slightly stunned by the new discovery. Not only that, but also the shape and circumstances. My understanding of everything in my vision increases significantly. This is seeing through. A light flashes in his eyes. If that is the case, then I can save him. He seems to see the position where the flower pot is falling. It is here. The pot falls and shatters, causing a loud noise. Yun-hoon's face is pale as a ghost. Tae-yoon suddenly feels a slight headache. Are you okay? He is clearly very frightened. A flower pot, a large flower pot. He sits down and supports him. It is okay, calm down. Tae-yoon looks up. There are houses above. Who is the crazy person? At this moment, a man holding a small dirt shovel runs down in a panic. Oh my god, are you guys okay? Tae-yoon crosses his arms, looking at the person who came. Uncle, the man bows repeatedly. I am sorry, did you get hurt anywhere? I will definitely pay for the hospital bills or pay compensation. He can't help but scold. What were you doing? Such a big flower pot fell. Someone could have been seriously injured. The uncle also knows he is wrong, seriously. Even if I had 10 mouths, Yun-hoon cuts him off. Stop it, Tae-yoon. The man tries to explain. I am really sorry. It sounds like an excuse, but I left it on the porch. I can't believe this either. Tae-yoon pauses. The flower pot was placed in a place where it could not possibly fall. Yes, the uncle is flustered. I do not know why it fell. I am really sorry. Tae-yoon stares blankly upwards while the man asks Yun-hoon, are you okay? Yes, I am fine. He suddenly understands. The mortality rate of member Woo Yun-hoon will increase. This is not a joke. It is not the uncle's fault. The one who really caused this is me. I clearly had the intention to leave. The uncle asks Yun-hoon, what about the compensation? Yun-hoon wants to refuse. It is okay, uncle. I am not hurt, so it is fine. But Tae-yoon is the opposite. No. I will send you the account number, so please transfer the money to me. He whispers in his ear. It is good for us to receive this. Yun-hoon does not understand much, really. In Taeyun's heart, there is just a bit of personal calculation, because the accident happened because of me, so at least there should be a transaction proving this. So Yun-hoon and the man exchange information. Here's the account, uncle. The uncle bows, thank you. Taeyun turns, we are done here, let us go, okay, let us go home. His footsteps stop and he calls out, Hyung. Seriously, says to Yun-hoon again, I won't leave, you must be going through a difficult time. Yun-hoon is overjoyed, as expected, then we have to go tell the others quickly. He opens the door and goes in first, followed by Taeyun. His eyes glance towards Taeyun. Taeyun is still thinking, I am about to debut. Imagining himself in the bright lights, being an idol is actually good, being the main character of a dazzling stage and living in the cheers of countless people. And also earning a lot of money and receiving a lot of love. Tall figures like spectators watching a performance, but 2 feet firmly planted on the ground, it is a market where a single misstep can lead to death. Old memories resurface. In my previous life, I experienced it all. I really was not suited for the job of an idol. At that time, I thought it was a really serious dream, but now thinking about it, Taeyun sighs, I was just a naive kid wanting to play the game of becoming an idol. I have to become a real idol. Taeyun stirs the soup while thinking to himself, I am glad I made up with my brothers yesterday. He takes a spoonful of soup and tastes it, continuing his train of thought later, I think I should better prepare for my career. Taeyun hesitates, but with my brothers. Suddenly he stops and looks up, the mechanical voice from the system rings out, successfully sell 100,000 copies of the debut album, Phase D, 364. If successful, we will proceed to the next mission. Taeyun's face is blank. At this moment Do-sung approaches and asks, Bang Taeyun, when did you wake up? Taeyun's pupils are lifeless. Without answering, Do-sung calls again Taeyun. He suddenly startles awake and answers awkwardly, about 30 minutes ago, Hyung. Do-sung looks suspicious, really. Do-sung scratches his head, looking at Taeyun in confusion. Taeyun replies softly, yes. Do-sung gets closer, scrutinizing his face. The one who always goes to bed the latest is up early. And even cooking breakfast. Did the sun rise in the west today? Saying that, Do-sung goes to the bathroom and opens the door, his voice gentle. I will come out and help you after I have taken care of myself. Take your time. Taeyun ponders. Now I can finally see the way my brothers lived when they were alive. I am afraid I will lose it again. Ending his train of thought, he slaps his face hard. No, the situation is different now. Taeyun looks in the mirror. He reassures himself. There will definitely be a way to protect Do-sung Hyung. Leaving the bathroom, Taeyun sits down near a small table. He thinks to himself, for a newly debuting group, 10,000 copies is already a miracle. 100,000 copies is a distant dream with a management company that has low popularity and not enough investment. If we debut like this, the scene of his brothers going on stage to sing pops up in his head, but below, the audience does not know their names. Taeyun's face darkens, he clasps his hands together, thinking, it will be a miserable failure. Taeyun takes out paper and a pen and starts writing. I should write down the important events that I remember. At this moment, what are you doing? At this moment, Do-sung comes out of the bathroom and asks, are you all done? Is there anything I can help you with? Then let us wake everyone up and go practice. After saying that, he turns and yells at the sleepy people lying in the room. Get up quickly. What time is it? Get up. Yun-hoon says sleepily, 5 minutes, just a little more. No way, we have to get up and practice. Do-sung goes to roll up Yun-hoon. He says sternly, get up and go eat breakfast. A while later, everyone is sitting at the table eating. Alright then. Everyone's eyes light up looking at the pork rib soup on the table. Can we eat yet? Do-sung says softly, I prepared breakfast early, so it should be to your liking. Yun-hoon exclaims, it looks really good. The group chatters lively. He said this was not cooked by Do-sung Hyung. When did our Taeyun learn to cook? There are some things you do not necessarily have to learn to know how to do. Taeyun speaks up, by the way, I have something I want to tell you guys. The group yells in unison again. Dongjun asks, what are you going to say now? Yun-hoon says confused, what is this time? Do-sung suspects, don't tell me you are going to quit again. Taeyun takes out his phone and answers, it is not that. He turns the phone screen towards everyone and asks, what do you guys think about participating in this show? The showcase is a survival show that is broadcast after the success of Season 1 called Select Your Idol. This show is famous for the fact that failed debuting groups will compete against each other through competitions. It has been a year since Season 1 ended, but it still left a big impact on the audience. Taeyun asks, do you think this is a golden opportunity? The group's faces are pensive, can we do this? Taeyun rests his chin on his hand, looking at his phone, calculating, they must be in a dilemma. Because participating in this show will take a lot of time while everyone wants to debut as soon as possible. Taeyun is lost in thought. Anyway, we do not need to worry too much about that. I have watched every group debut during that time and imagined debuting with the other members. He thinks to himself, I have also watched every episode of this show. Taeyoon's eyes are unfocused looking at the screen. I know clearly what will happen in the future. Taeyoon raises one finger. I have an idea. Do you guys want to hear it? His voice rises, his tone excited. I think we can participate in the show if we make good use of everything we have. Do-sung asks in return, everything we have. Taeyoon is stunned, he hesitates, well. His finger quickly points in one direction. Yun-hoon is bewildered when he sees the finger pointing at him. Taeyoon's inner thoughts appear. This is our only opportunity, the most certain and effective path. No matter how long I think about it. Yun-hoon blushes looking at him. Why are you suddenly looking at me? Taeyoon says frankly, because I think we can take advantage of your face. Dong-jun cheers, I agree. Yun-hoon hesitates, that. Lee-woon says excitedly. But that is a good idea, right? Because participating or not is up to us. Do-sung also chimes in. And it is clear that Yun-hoon Hyun's looks are very outstanding. Hearing that, Yun-hoon's face turns even redder, if everyone thinks so. Taeyoon asks coldly, you mean you agree with this, right? Yun-hoon answers shyly, yes. He reminds, but we need to talk to the manager first, because we are participating in a competition. Taeyoon eats his rice while answering, I will let him know. A while later, Taeyoon sits in a corner calling on the phone. He thinks dejectedly, he is probably drunk and passed out again instead of working. After the phone rings, the voice on the other end rings out, hello. Taeyoon answers politely, hello manager, I am Bang Taeyoon. The other side says assertively, it is you, what is up? Taeyoon gets straight to the point, we are planning to register to participate in the showcase too, is that okay? The manager is surprised to hear that, hey, are not you all very busy? Can you participate in the showcase without debuting? Taeyoon scratches his head, he answers, we are not busy at all, we just want to try it once. He thinks to himself, throughout this time, he has not been anything but useless. Taeyoon says calmly on the phone, because we need to debut soon. He sinks into his inner world. If you only look at him briefly, you will see him as a talented person who is suffering in such a small place, but in reality. The manager answers, his voice mocking and maliciously ridiculing Taeyoon, alright, just do whatever you want and report back to me later. I am sure that no matter what you do, it will be meaningless. Hearing that, Taeyoon frowns. Taeyoon looks at the phone, thinking, we might never succeed if we stay at this garbage company, if our debut ends like this. He looks at each row of negative comments, all just cold criticism. Taeyoon's hand trembles, we will disappear like this after the curses. After thinking, he stands up and looks up at the sunny sky. He decides in his heart, his hands clenching tightly, so no matter what, I have to participate in the showcase. He remembers Do-sung's face in the memorial photo, that is the only choice. Do-sung's voice in his mind calls his name gently, Taeyoon. Taeyoon decides to save Do-sung Hyun. Lee-woon frowns and calls his name, Taeyoon. He points at the computer screen and asks suspiciously, you are joking with me, you really want to submit this? Taeyoon does not say anything, he stares blankly. Taeyoon quickly changes his attitude and answers brightly, yes, it really exceeds my expectations. A few hours ago, Dong-jun cheerfully chirped, the manager has allowed us. Yun-hoon asks gently, so what is the idea you came up with, Taeyoon? Taeyoon answers, well, this is the song and concept I am thinking of. The computer screen shows an image of 3 boys. Taeyoon asks tentatively, what do you guys think about, Sweet Boy? Do-sung reads the name blankly, Sweet Boy. Yun-hoon asks in disbelief, are you serious? The image of 3 boys flashes in everyone's minds, Sweet Boy. It is an interesting meme that almost everyone knows about. The image of 3 boys clapping and playing together appears. First of all, it has already received attention from everyone. Everyone thinks it will be their dark past and everyone even feels embarrassed for them. 2 students chat happily together. One person asks, have you seen this video? The sound from the phone rings out, hello, we are Sweet Boy. The other student also laughs with glee. These kids look so cute, I keep watching it over and over again. Taeyoon thinks to himself, recently, this thing has become a trend again as a funny meme. Do-sung waves away the 2 people sitting in front of him. He says sternly, are you crazy? You want us to participate in the show just to do something like this? Taeyoon just nods slightly. He thinks to himself, I understand they want to have a cool performance, but this is the best option to make good use of our faces. Lee-woon asks with a worried face, do you really want to do this? Taeyoon answers politely, yes. Dong-jun says gently, but Yun-hoon Hyung is really suitable for this concept. Yun-hoon raises his hand, his tone trembling. His face turns pale, his voice trembling as he asks, are you really serious? Do you really want to perform this? Taeyoon answers calmly, yes, I am completely serious. Dong-jun looks at everyone with puppy eyes. Let us just film the video first. Taeyoon definitely has a reason for wanting to perform this terrible thing. Do-sung points at the computer screen with a trembling hand. his voice annoyed. But are you saying that this trash video is really what you want to do? Taeyoon gives a faint smile. Yes, that is my idea. The group looks at each other hesitantly, their eyes flashing with doubt. Taeyoon also falls into silence seeing the thick atmosphere. He speaks up, I will delete it if people do not interact with our video much within one day. Okay, Lee Woon asks in surprise. Really? Taeyoon answers yes. Do-sung thinks, there is no way anyone would like it. Yeon-hoon also gives a forced smile, thinking, I feel so sorry for Taeyoon, but I do not think anyone will interact with this video. Lee Woon furrows his eyebrows. It is hard to get attention with things like that. Seeing that no one is objecting, Taeyoon immediately closes the computer and says, then I will decide. He carries the computer away, his tone calm. The time to upload this. At net headquarters. The show's director looks at the computer screen of his employee. He says slowly, I never thought Kan Hyun-sung would participate in our show. The female employee answers, me either. I thought TH Entertainment would never let them participate in a game show. The director continues to say, Kan Hyun-sung is the guy who cried in Select Your Idol because he did not get first place. He must have really wanted to win at that time. The name of the group is also Only One. Their intention is that there will only be one person left. How malicious. He stops and points at the computer screen. Who is this? They uploaded this video together with Only One. The female employee pushes up her glasses slightly. Siren. The director asks, WD Entertainment, have you heard of this company? The female employee answers, it is the first time I have heard of it. It must be a new company. On the computer screen is an image of the group's Siren saying in unison, hello, everyone all over the world. Dong Joon comically acts. Behind him is Do-sung wearing sunglasses playing an instrument. The end of the clip is that all 5 people stand and pose in the shape of a 5-pointed star. The showcase director puts his hands on his hips and looks. He exclaims in surprise, their visuals are not ordinary. The female employee also widens her eyes and answers, that is right. Who are they? The director's voice stops. Wait a minute. He quickly yells at the female employee, startling her. Wait, watch this video again. His hands nimbly press the keyboard. The screen shows Hyun-sung's image. Hello, we are sweet boys. The screen once again shows the group's Siren's image with the same greeting. Hello, we are sweet boys. The female employee pushes up her glasses, her face surprised. Both Only One's and Siren's videos. One tab is an image of the group Siren, with Yeon-hoon in the middle making a heart. The other tab is an image of the group Only One saying hi. The director's gaze is focused on the screen. He says in surprise, they are all the same. At this moment, his attention is focused on Taeyoon standing on the very outside. The director asks the female employee, who is the guy standing in the back? The one with dark blue hair. The female employee answers, in the video it says he is Bang Taeyoon. The youngest member, only 19 years old. He says in admiration, based on his aura, he seems like he can lead all the members, yet he is the youngest. The director mutters suspiciously, they are just lucky. Suddenly he crosses his arms, breaks into a bright smile, and says, we should take advantage of them. The director says gently, well, if they are just lucky kids, maybe their luck will help the show. Hyun-sung's name is constantly being mentioned on social media. The comments are all expressing pity for Only One. Suddenly an account posts about the group Siren. Below are mocking comments. Taeyoon looks at his phone and smirks. Lee Woon comes over and hugs him, cheering, we are in second place already. Seeing that, Do-sung is shocked. That works too. Yeon-hoon asks in confusion, what happened last night? Lee Woon praises non-stop. Taeyoon has a good eye. He puts his arm around Taeyoon's shoulders, his attitude enthusiastic. How is it so good? It is such a coincidence. How did we have the same video as Kang Hyun-sung's team? And upload it at the same time? Taeyoon turns and answers calmly, yeah, it is a real coincidence. On the surface he is saying that, but inside Taeyoon has different thoughts. No, there is no coincidence here. Only One, Kang Hyun-sung's group. Taeyoon recalls the practice images of Only One. I clearly remember how far they reached in my previous life. He says silently, I also remember their first steps when they were idols. Memories of the day Only One went on stage flood Taeyoon's mind. He decides in his heart, my plan now is. Taeyoon clenches his fist, his eyes flashing with determination, to take away the public's attention from the group Only One. The crowd of spectators below constantly cheers. Taeyoon thinks to himself, Only One is the final winning team of the Showcase 2 in the future. He recalls, especially Kim Hyun-sung, he will appear in Self-Care Idol, and once again at the show Music Core. In his memory, Taeyoon stands in front of a poster of Hyun-sung with admiring eyes. He is the idol who has conquered his company twice. Each piece of memory flows back into Taeyoon like a flood. Moreover, after Showcase 2 ended, 300,000 copies of his debut album were sold. Taeyoon decides in his heart, if possible, I should approach his team at any cost. Only then will we be caught on camera again. Suddenly Yeon-hoon asks casually, Taeyoon, do you have the ability to predict the future or something? Do-sung suddenly rubs Taeyoon's head. I am sorry for what I said before. He praises gently. You did a good job, thank you. Seeing that, Taeyoon smiles with satisfaction. I am very happy that everyone seems to be enjoying this. The group huddles together looking at the phone. Do-sung asks, we are currently in second place, right? Yeon-hoon exclaims, I can't believe it. Taeyoon looks at everyone happily chatting. Worrying secretly, maybe from now on it won't be easy at all, getting a second life. The plan to rescue the members and live a comfortable life has failed. Taeyoon ponders, currently I have no other choice but to become an idol. Judging by my skills, I should have practiced all night. In front of him at this moment is an image of 4 brothers and group members chatting lively about the clip. A thought pops up in Taeyoon's head. If I stop the other members, he quickly rejects the thought. No, I should not think about this now. Outside on the street, Dong-joon skips up the steps. Ventilation, ventilation, let us ventilate. Suddenly he stops, he yells, that is right, we did not bring anything to drink. Lee-woon approaches and pats his shoulder, comforting. Nothing can stop you, Taeyoon says slowly. I will go in and open the door for the ventilation room first. Everyone can go and come back. Lee-woon says with a bright smile, okay, then just relax first. After saying that, he immediately grabs Dong-joon's neck and pulls him away. You are not allowed to go anywhere. Got it, Taeyoon answers, of course, we are almost there anyway. Lee-woon laughs, he will do that well on his own. Taeyoon pulls open the window. He puts his hands on his hips, exhausted. Oh man, because I have been resting for 5 years. All my dancing and singing skills have returned to zero. Taeyoon thinks to himself, first I have to practice dancing. He crosses his arms in front of his chest and starts dancing. His feet stomp hard on the floor. At this moment, the system's voice rings out, the returnee's privilege, seeing through, is being used. Taeyoon looks at his trembling hands and exclaims in surprise, my body is moving on its own, the movements are being copied and pasted into my mind. After practicing, he pulls up his shirt to wipe the sweat off his face. Taeyoon's hand stops, he worries, this seeing through ability is more useful than I expected, but I do not think I can control it. At this moment, Lee-woon and Dong-joon stand right at the door, staring at him. They call out softly, Taeyoon. Taeyoon freezes upon hearing that. Dong-joon asks in surprise, his face surprised, what just happened to your dancing? Taeyoon answers hesitantly, oh well, I just watched the video and practiced on my own. Dong-joon and Lee-woon approach and ask, this, not finishing the question Taeyoon answers yes, when? Taeyoon scratches his head, covering up, well sometimes, I often go out to practice whenever I can't sleep. The eyes of the other two light up looking at him, you practice on your own. A while later Yeon-hoon also asks in surprise, have you relaxed your body? Dong-joon chirps, let us watch Taeyoon dance together. Taejoon refuses, don't, let us just practice. At the company a sigh is heard, oh my god. Taehyung pulls at his tie and grumbles, I feel like I am about to die from being drunk. A female employee turns and asks, did you drink, manager? Taehyung picks his ear lazily and answers, a little. I still do not feel well even after taking medicine. Another person asks, so have you seen Siren's video? Taehyung asks in surprise, do they have a video? The female employee with glasses answers, the video they registered to participate in showcase with. At this moment Taehyung remembers, oh right, they said they would do that. He says casually, just ignore them, they will give up. The female employee advises, anyway, you should take a look once. Taehyung answers indifferently, I will watch it later. It seems like I should not rush. The two female employees look at each other awkwardly. At this moment, the loud sound from the landline rings out. The female employee with long hair answers the phone, hello, I am Lee Hyuna from WD Entertainment. After hearing the other side answer, she says in shock, what? The female employee with glasses asks softly, what is wrong? Hyuna answers on the phone, yes, I understand. She slowly puts down the phone. Hyuna turns to look at Taehyung hesitatingly and says, the thing is, Siren, they have been invited to participate in the showcase too. The female employee with glasses covers her mouth in shock. What? Taehyung sitting behind is also startled. Huh? Taehyung quickly regains his initial expression, his voice calm. But this is troublesome. If I refuse, I am sure they will talk about me again. He asks frankly, do you two want to take charge of this? The girl with glasses is stunned. What? Hyuna says with a hesitant face. But we have never been managers before. Taehyung waves his hand lazily and answers, just do it roughly. You do not need to worry about anything, just do it. The two girls hesitate, but Taehyung says annoyedly, I said you two just do it roughly. The two girls can only agree yes. At this moment at the group's Siren's place, Yeon-hoon is directing everyone to practice their vocals. Everyone should relax their mouth muscles well, when you feel that the pitch is not increasing. If you open your mouth all the way, it will feel like the pitch has increased a little. He closes his eyes and says, follow me. The group immediately listens. At this moment, the doorbell rings, attracting Taeyoon's attention. Lee-woon asks, did anyone order anything? Do-sung denies, no, Yun-hoon says, we already ate. Tae-yoon thinks to himself, I guess it is time for them to come. He walks towards the door and says, I will go open the door. The sound of the door opening rings out. The two female employees appear and greet happily. Hello, is everyone well? Tae-yoon thinks to himself, I guess they are employees of WD Entertainment. It has been a long time since I have met them. Lee says excitedly. Hello, Yun-hoon asks amicably. So you came from the company, what brings you here? Tae-yoon thinks with a dark face, as I thought, manager Yoon Tae-hyung did not come. The girl with glasses speaks up and answers, I have an important announcement I want to convey to you. After being vague for a while, she immediately announces, Siren has received an invitation to participate in the showcase too. Dong-jun asks in confusion, really? Yun-hoon also breaks into a big smile, us. Hearing that, the group turns and cheers. Tae-yoon says, I am so excited. The girl with glasses continues to announce the good news. That is why we just made an appointment with the TV station. Yun-hoon smiles widely. I can't believe you are making an appointment with the TV station for us. It feels like we are celebrities. The girl with glasses finally concludes with a sentence that stuns everyone, and the appointment has been scheduled for tomorrow. The group except for Tae-yoon, everyone's face changes. What? They yell, tomorrow. In the practice room, questioning rings out. They will be filming tomorrow. Yun-hoon suggests, I think it is a bit difficult for us if it is tomorrow. We have not prepared anything yet. Dong-jun rests his chin, considering that is true. Tae-yoon's expression is extremely tense. We will be in trouble if we mess up the first filming. Lee-woon says, don't we just need to be natural like our normal lives these days? Idols not pretending to act is trending. Tae-yoon realizes, he says softly, that is not a bad idea. Do-sung looks at Tae-yoon confused. What do you mean? They are trending because those people are already famous. We rookies have to build an image that is unique and organized. Tae-yoon answers, we should take advantage of that concept. He explains, other groups will think the same way. They will try to show a unique image because it is the first time they are appearing in front of the public. Tae-yoon questions Do-sung, what if there is a group that shows the close relationship between their members? Do not you think that will make us stand out? Do-sung asks suspiciously, to be sure. Dong-jun pouts and waves his lips. First impressions are very important to us, people who are participating in a public broadcast for the first time. Lee-woon also agrees, smiling and saying, that would be better than preparing awkwardly. Hearing that, Dong-jun waves his arms happily. Do-sung next to him also nods. Okay, so we are all okay with the filming tomorrow, right? Dong-jun says cheerfully, okay, we will also get the mission soon if we film quickly. Lee-woon turns to look at Dong-jun and expresses, it is strange. I was captivated by Tae-yoon's words. Dong-jun chuckles softly, I know. Dong-jun's eyes shine with pride looking at Tae-yoon, as if he can see the future. Tae-yoon is startled hearing that, his expression awkward. Dong-jun bows low, saying politely to the two female managers, well, we will prepare for the filming tomorrow, please take care of us. The girl with glasses says, okay, then I will confirm the schedule. Hyuna also turns away happily, see you again. After the two people leave, Dong-jun turns his scheming eyes to everyone, well, should we eat something delicious for dinner? Do-sung reminds sternly, you will gain weight. Do you want your face to be swollen during the filming? Lee-woon approaches to stop them, guys, calm down, let us practice hard today, anyway, it is still a TV show, let us just eat rolled eggs tomorrow, okay, if we do that, it will be fine, right? Tae-yoon smiles lightly, he asks, you all know that we should not sleep too much tomorrow, right? Dong-jun laughs loudly and answers, yes sir, well, let us start practicing. The next day, when the sky was not even bright yet, a crowd of reporters had gathered under Siren's dormitory. In front of them was just a small house that did not even have the outside walls painted. The female reporter with glasses asks, that is Siren's dormitory, right? Another person answers, yes it is. The concept of the last showcase one was the uprising of unknown idols, while the concept of this time is to explore failed idols. Last time they were only called unknown idols. But they were quite popular groups among fans. This time it is about real failed idols. The female reporter with glasses smiles mockingly, she says sarcastically, 5 people live here, what labor exploitation, they did not deliberately set up a concept like this, did they? She says to the cameraman, go up, this episode of the show will definitely be special. The female reporter knocks on the door, a response quickly rings out from inside, yes, coming. Yun-hoon walks out with a bright expression, you are here so early. The female reporter looks around the house, scrutinizing, I was somewhat expecting it, but I can't believe they are living in such a shabby house. Yun-hoon asks her innocently, we still do not have a group signature greeting, so can we just greet you normally? The female reporter answers politely, of course. Yun-hoon turns to remind the group, everyone, let us greet them together. The group bows in unison, their voices loud and clear, hello, we are Siren, please take care of us. The female reporter thinks, this is the type of greeting I expected from an unknown idol. Her gaze suddenly lands on Taeyoon. He is the youngest, even though it is the first time he is participating in a TV show, he looks calmer than the other members. After thinking, she speaks up and instructs, now you just need to act naturally. Because this is a filming that needs real emotions. Yeon-hoon answers politely, okay, I understand. The female reporter looks at the kitchen and thinks, outdated facilities. She scans her eyes around and nitpicks small rooms. She sighs, thinking, I do not think they have anything interesting besides their looks. Our show will be cancelled if their scenes do not get attention. The female reporter stops, her eyes looking surprised. There it is. Do-sung is holding a pot of hot soup, urging others, now, pull out the table, pull out the table. Dong-jun runs excitedly, rolled eggs are here. Yeon-hoon also says loudly, ham is also here. The group quickly sits down around the table. Do-sung reminds sternly, Park Dong-jun, do not eat so much rice. Dong-jun mumbles, come on, you said it was okay to eat a lot in the morning. Do-sung frowns and replies, only in moderation. Dong-jun puffs out his cheeks and complains, I think someone has eaten more ham. Do-sung answers calmly, that is me, kid. Lee-woon speaks up to mediate, we can bake more, so do not fight. Yeon-hoon looks satisfied, his shoulders shaking slightly. He asks, the stew is so delicious. Taeyoon, did you make it? Taeyoon answers, I reheated the stew from yesterday because there was some left. Yeon-hoon hums, so delicious, so delicious. I feel like I am singing when the food is so delicious. The female reporter thinks, these guys filming concept, they have planned it in detail. It is the family relationship between the members. She smiles looking at Siren happily eating together and thinks, this type of filming is very boring. However, classics last forever. Taeyoon notices the reporter's gentle gaze. At some point, there was a change in the way she looks at us. He thinks, causing the ham about to enter his mouth to fall. With this, I think the concept of the first filming is good. Immediately a shadow picks up the piece of ham. Do-sung turns to ask Dong-jun, you want to eat that dirty thing? Dong-jun answers while chewing, causing Taeyoon to be stunned, the 3-second rule. Taeyoon turns to look at the female reporter. At this moment her expression becomes gloomy. Seeing that, Taeyoon sighs and thinks, maybe we need to show another side in the practice room. After eating, everyone diligently practices dancing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, while doing this. Lee-woon demonstrates sternly, when counting to 4, everyone needs to perform this movement quickly. Suddenly the female reporter speaks up, wait. She crosses her arms and asks, don't you have a dance instructor? Yeon-hoon answers innocently, that is right, we do not have one. The female reporter asks in surprise, from the beginning. Yeon-hoon recounts, it seems like we had one for the first year or so, but after that, we practiced on our own. Do-sung adds, that is why Woon teaches us how to dance like this during practice. Lee-woon also contributes, and the vocal training is taken care of by Yeon-hoon Hyung. Suddenly Taeyoon lowers his head sadly. He stands blankly as if remembering some memory. Taehyung said to Siren before, do you really need a practice room? Can't you practice at home? He says coldly, I will hire a dance instructor for you after you debut. The group looks at each other like lost children. Taehyung's tone is cold, now you should practice on your own. Taeyoon clenches his teeth in anger. He thinks to himself, I can't save Do-sung Hyung in this godforsaken place. On the other side, Lee-woon makes a suggestion, should we do it together now? Taeyoon starts to step out and perform the dance. No matter what, we have to win at Showcase. He kneels down very decisively, still thinking in his heart, after becoming the final winner, we are transferring the contract and changing companies. His eyes shine with determination, and stay with the members until the very end. Yeon-hoon claps his hands to signal, let us start vocal practice. He commands everyone step up one by one and try singing. Min-young is a little surprised, the leader is a vocal trainer, a visual and main vocal is rare. Yeon-hoon plays the piano and reminds, well then, let us start with Taeyoon. Suddenly something surprises him, huh? Taeyoon starts to raise his singing voice. The others praise in admiration. Taeyoon sighs in relief, it is thanks to seeing through again. Yeon-hoon rushes over excitedly, what is wrong, why did you stop singing when you were singing? Taeyoon stammers, that broadcast, because I heard it was going to be broadcast. So I was practicing. He scratches his head shyly, I did not think I could sing so well. These words make Yeon-hoon burst out laughing. A second later he laughs so hard that everyone laughs along. Dong-jun encourages, it is not like we are going to eat you if you sing well. Lee-woon chimes in, you seem energetic today. Do-sung encourages, just slowly improve your skills. Even Min-young laughs with tears in her eyes, these kids are so funny. Taeyoon says shyly, don't laugh. But everyone still laughs lively, making him even more shy, definitely the youngest. Saying that they disperse, let us rest for a bit, and then we will continue. Min-young thinks to herself, the little kid from before was named Yeon-hoon. She evaluates silently, I thought only his face was good. But his singing is also amazing, the youngest is also good, but this guy is definitely the one with more skills, in her heart Min Young praises. Looking at that face, she wonders, it would be amazing if he could not debut. A gentle smile appears on Min Young's face, if it is these guys. She hopes secretly, maybe they will beat only one. A while later they go back to work. Okay, let us start filming again. First is Yun Hoon. Hello everyone, we are Siren. I am Woo Yun Hoon, the leader of the group. The two people after introduce themselves in turn. I am Kang Do Sung, in charge of the rap part of the group. I am Park Dong Jun, in charge of the cuteness of the group. Then comes Lee Woon. I am the main dancer. My name is Lee Woon. Finally comes the youngest. I am Bong Tae-yoon, the youngest of Siren. Min Young continues, first of all, congratulations on participating in the Showcase 2 together. She instructs, in 20 days is the first official filming. At that time all the groups will have a mission to complete. Suddenly one of Min Young's fingers is raised, however, just receiving the mission like that would not be fun, right? So we have prepared something, that is, one of the members has to play the Wheel of Fortune, film a video declaring war on the selected team, and only then can they complete the mission. Tae-yoon has already predicted it, as expected. Everything unfolds exactly like my memory. He worries secretly, if I accidentally do something wrong, I will be edited to be taken advantage of. Then he thinks, if my brothers are like that. A second later, Tae-yoon raises his hand, can I spin it? He decides in his heart, I am used to dealing with these things, so it is better for me to do it. Because I always receive a series of malicious comments every time I finish writing a novel. By now, Tae-yoon is standing in front of the wheel with everyone's worries, is this okay? It is so dangerous. He confirms again, yes, I want to spin it. Yun Hoon blushes and stammers, that is right, if so, then our group can spin together, and declare war together too. But Min Young stops him, that is not allowed, the rules of the mission are that only one person can do it. Tae-yoon reassures, I will do it, I have also thought of the declaration of war in my head. After that, he grabs the rope. The wheel is immediately spun around. In his heart he thinks, maybe if what I remember is correct, this has been arranged in advance. The destination is constantly being swept across. Once again it lands on the only one space. Tae-yoon confirms secretly, it has been set to spin to only one's part. Yun Hoon whispers, what do we do? In his head he is still thinking, my brothers will be very scared, because only one's fans do not have a good impression of us. His eyes gradually become sharp. Only one's opponent. No, they are a small group that is always reckless and does not know fear. Tae-yoon knows clearly in the palm of his hand, that is the mechanism to boost only one at the beginning, but his hand clenches, showing unwillingness. I mean because the lives of the people here are being threatened. They can't be used as sacrifices. If that is the case then. Tae-yoon decides, I will show everyone a scenario where we win overwhelmingly. Everyone is shocked by this statement, so strong, a direct hit. Everyone has to praise, pretty good, this is so good on camera. The atmosphere suddenly becomes silent for a moment. Min Young gives a satisfied smile. She appreciates, yes, I will acknowledge it with the mission being completed, okay, alright. Then she gives them a piece of paper, this is the mission paper. Tae-yoon takes the paper in his hand and asks for permission, I will open the paper. The content in the paper makes their group widen their eyes in shock, unable to believe it. Tae-yoon speaks up, we will look at the mission. Their mission is, prepare a performance of 120 seconds. Yun Hoon is a little confused, this is what? Min Young immediately explains, it is not that, you will have a maximum of 120 seconds. Lee Woon and Dong Jun freeze in front of the camera. They nudge each other, signaling, Hyung. The two of them are completely frozen, I can't believe there is a time limit, I can't even think of what we should do. Tae-yoon stands in the corner helplessly, capitalism. Min Young resolves the situation, well then, we will meet again in 10 days, and in greetings. Yun Hoon immediately gets an idea, he says goodbye. We will practice really hard and show everyone an amazing performance. All 5 of them stand in the same frame. From now on, this is Siren, the people who will participate in Showcase 2. A clap rings out signaling, cut, well done, you have worked hard. Yun Hoon becomes tired immediately after that. Do Sung looks at them with a glare. Yun Hoon hugs Lee Woon to relax. Lee Woon wonders, what should we do with the performance that lasts about 120 seconds? I am very worried because we have to show our talents in such a short time. Dong Jun gives an idea, should we perform powerful dances? Do Sung continues, then hip-hop will also be suitable for it. Tae-yoon shows a clear worry when looking at everyone, I know how those performances will turn out. The other 3 are still thinking hard, that is why. He gives a suggestion, we should wear sailor outfits, no matter what, we have to wear sailor outfits. After that, I and my brothers argued for a long time. Tae-yoon raises his hand to his chest, guaranteeing his words. He explains for a long time before seeing Do Sung sigh. He agrees helplessly, okay, We will wear sailor outfits. Taeyun sighs in relief. I am very happy that you were willing to listen to me. But now it is my turn to accept the fact that I also have to wear it. He remembers the room from before. It has been 5 years since I gave up on becoming an idol. I can't believe I have to wear a sailor outfit when I used to live like a bum. I am worried if I can perform it successfully or not. But now, to protect my brothers, I have no other choice. Member Kang Du-sung will die if you fail. After that, we had 10 busy days. We had to find suitable music. We also had to choreograph. They practiced dancing. We also had to prepare the outfits. They struggled when choosing clothes. We only received a small amount of money. Taeyun is embarrassed wearing the sailor outfit, but anyway, we received it. Everyone is happy. We look like artists. Exactly. This also makes Taeyun happy too. And finally that day has arrived. Yeon-hoon says timidly, we can do it, right guys? Everyone immediately encourages, don't worry too much, Hyung, let us just enjoy it. You look handsome today. That is right, you are very cool today. Taeyun is also ready. He turns his head back as if looking for something. Taeyun's expression is extremely determined. The stage door is slowly opened. His eyes are focused. I have to reverse the situation. On the other side, someone is worried to the point of biting their nails. The director speaks up. Min Young, she answers yes. He wonders, you also feel like something is wrong, right? The director covers his face with his hand. It is all my fault. Now there is only Siren for the rehearsal. He thinks back. Why do most concepts only have a dark side? I know. Tears stream down the director's face. The performance is great. But why are all the concepts dark and only the lights are shining brightly? He is unwilling. At least, only one is better. They wear the same black clothes, but there are differences in the quality of the performance. The director expresses, I can't understand this emotion when they explain their concept. All the explanations are always carried out smoothly. At this moment a voice echoes, Siren is coming here. Hello, I hope everyone will pay attention to us during the rehearsal. The director is curious. Are they the little kids you told me about last time? Min Young pushes up her glasses, affirming, you won't be disappointed. At this moment, he is extremely looking forward to it. I just hope they do not wear black clothes. A second later, something surprises the director. The group's Siren wearing sailor outfits steps out. Everyone does their part well. They perform in groups of 2. Taeyun waits behind for his turn. His expression is very confident when he raises his singing voice. The director below exclaims, Min Young, I think we do not need eye drops anymore. He finds it strange not hearing a response. Min Young, why are not you answering anything? At this moment, Min Young is focused on watching the group's Siren perform. The director wonders, what is wrong with her? After a while, they have finished performing. Thank you everyone. They shout their group name. Once again, we are Siren. When getting off the stage, Do-sung exclaims, the rehearsal went well. The feeling of standing in front of the camera is really different. Dong-jun confirms with a smile. I finally understand why there are rehearsals. Over here, Yeon-hoon asks curiously, the size of the stage is also very different from our practice room. Lee-woon continues, should we make wider movements? Taeyun is busy immersed in his thoughts. They can't develop just because of the company. They are not people who lack skills. He affirms Siren is a group. They should not have disappeared in vain. In a room a voice rings out announcing, we will start filming now. They remind, when we call your name, please step onto the stage. First, the group only 1, please step onto the stage. Next is bless you, 1 by 1, Luminen. Taeyun remembers secretly, before I return to this time, only 4 groups were performed. But this time, there is a reminder, Siren, please come onto the stage. Do-sung calls, let us go. Lee-woon encourages, let us do our best, we are also getting to perform. Taeyun exclaims, the partitions will be open from both sides, so do not be surprised, just go out. When stepping closer a light shines. Taeyun's face is also gradually revealed. In front of them are stage lights and a series of people. Everyone turns their eyes to look at them. Taeyun sits down lightly in his seat. He is a little uneasy, the seat is opposite the group only 1. I knew this would happen, but I still feel worried. Anyway, this is the first time I have seen Kang Hyun-sung in real life. Taeyun evaluates. I do not know if it is okay to say this, but he stands out a lot in other people's eyes. He observes, I think now I can understand why something called innate potential exists. His eyes are not like other people. Taeyun makes a guess, are those the eyes of someone who craves success? The others are breathing sighs of relief. Only he is worried, even though he tried to reassure himself, he still feels anxious. Suddenly the lights go out. What is happening? A battle to find the shining jewel in everyone's eyes. The man introduces, I am comedian Kim Jung-jin, the host of the first challenge round of the showcase. 2. And I am singer Na-hyun. The hall erupts with noise. Hello, you are so handsome. Jung-jin looks around. Should we take a look at the faces of the contestants? Suddenly his eyes light up when he sees something. Over here, Yun-hoon has smiled until his eyes are squinting. Jung-jin praises, "A lovely flower has bloomed in this recording room." Taeyoon is secretly pleased. He was definitely born to be on TV. Jung-jin focuses on the main issue. "We have the videos that helped you appear here. We can't ignore it without watching, right?" Na-hyun continues, "A famous video, we will get to see it right now." These words cause Taeyoon's expression to darken. He thinks to himself, Liminin has been around for 1 year but has never performed on music shows. 1 by 1 is the same as Liminin. Bless You has not debuted yet and is in the group that is about to debut. But their singing is strong, their hotness is high. If this is a setup, they will try to make our group and only one look like we are always against each other. Suddenly there is a voice that Taeyoon pays attention to, divided in half. On the screen is a photo of the group's siren and only one. Taeyoon's face darkens uncomfortably. You can clearly see the real purpose from this. The screen suddenly switches to a video that, "Hello to the members of Siren, I am Kim Siwon of Only One." His voice carries a tone of accusation. "I see your video is very similar to ours." He is currently very awkward with his own video. "I do not know if this is a coincidence or fate, but I will work hard to win." Taeyoon sighs in relief again. There is an excited shout that he pays attention to. Yun-hoon is excited and anticipating, making him confused. Why is he so excited? He praises, "That is right. I also think it is fate." Kim Siwon scratches his head, "Maybe so." He excuses himself. "Maybe it is also destiny, right?" Yun-hoon believes innocently, "Exactly, maybe this is a match made in heaven." Jung-jin is happy for them. 2 groups are already close to each other. He continues to lead, because only one's clip has been shown. Now it will be Siren's video, right? This is a declaration of war from Siren. Someone's sinister smile slightly twitches upon hearing these words. On the screen is Taeyoon. "We will show everyone how we overwhelmingly defeat them." Yun-hoon nods awkwardly, agreeing. Next is the introduction. "Have you ever entered a dance studio and inhaled white asbestos?" The others laugh mockingly, "White asbestos." Next is the bad facilities interview, and the floor keeps complaining, it needs help. This makes everyone unable to hold back their laughter. Taeyoon sighs wearily, interview. "I am only 19 years old this year and my waist already hurts. Why? Because we do not even have a foam roller of our own." Whispers start to ring out, "That is terrible. I do not know how the other groups will see us. But this is not a battle of wits, it is what we should show the viewers, to appeal to their pity." After that, Taeyoon affirms his determination. "We can't lose to Only One if we lose." He is very honest, "We have no way to live anymore." The screen suddenly shuts off. Do-sung scolds lovingly, "You are crazy." Yun-hoon is laughing uncontrollably. Everyone teases, "We will buy you a foam roller." "Me too." Taeyoon waves his hand to refuse. "No need, they bought him one right after that." He objects, "That did not happen." Yun-hoon cries, "Taeyoon-ah." Jung-jin hosts the show, so everyone has seen the challenge videos. "We are very much looking forward to the performances, right?" He is excited. "Now I will reveal the order of the performances. Liminin, 1 by 1, Bless You, Only One." Everyone is nervous and anticipating. The group Siren is ranked 5th on the list. Taeyoon is surprised. "I thought the last performance would definitely be Only One. I guess the producers changed their minds after watching the rehearsals." Jung-jin's voice continues to ring out, "We will start with the first performance. Please prepare for your performance. Liminin, and now." A group of people stands on stage. The first performance in the first challenge round of the Showcase 2 begins. 1 by 1 the other groups proceed onto the stage to perform. It started with Liminino's performance. Everyone really invested in their performance. After that, 1 by 1 and Bless You performed. The audience is still paying close attention to the spectacular performances on stage. At first glance, it seems to be an amazing performance. However, Taeyoon recognizes a problem with them. But there is a problem. He thinks pensively about the emotional colors of the performances. They all carry a dark color. Next, Taeyoon personally tallies the choreography, LED lights, and performance capabilities of them. The performances of all 3 groups are dark and limited. It is difficult to get attention. If everyone is the same, it will be a complete failure, even if it is a good concept. Yun-hoon next to him is constantly lamenting his opponents. "They look so cool." Taeyoon does not answer, but he just secretly refutes in his head, They will look really cool if you watch the performance live." But then Taeyoon considers the viewers watching online. Immediately the difference is revealed. However, viewers will find it difficult to feel that when they watch it through TV. They will just think it is a normal performance of idol groups. Of course, in any case there will be an exception that everyone has to be wary of. However, even if we go on stage with the same concept, it will be very different when it comes to Kang Hyun-sung. At that moment, Jung-jin continues to host, introducing the next performances. The performance of Bless You was really captivating. they almost immerse themselves in the stage. He continues to ramble on and then points towards Hyun-sung's group. Now let us meet another group, only one. Please come onto the stage. As soon as their name is mentioned, the members of the team immediately stand up and move, and Hyun-sung is the leader. As soon as he appears, everyone freezes because they are nervous. They are curious about what he and his teammates will bring. Strange, the atmosphere has really become cold. Taeyoon becomes even more somber. Everyone must be thinking the same. Following that, the performance of the group Only One begins. Red lights appear. A completely different atmosphere appears. Perhaps every group is aware of Only One. But not right. Must emphasize again that the dangerous factor of this show is now very gently opening his eyes to perform. No, they are all aware of Kang Hyun-sung. A second later, Hyun-sung raises his leg and stomps hard on the floor. Bang, a loud sound. Next they perform a series of super fast dances that require good music sense. Immediately after is a display of vocals. As expected, Hyun-sung still completes it better than expected. While the group Only One is still performing, Taeyoon continues to analyze. From the external appearance, there is not much difference between Only One's performance and the other groups. However, singing ability and performance ability are not the important issues. But there is a single difference that everyone sees. They simultaneously bow and Hyun-sung still stands straight as if this stage is his own. The important issue is the person who performs it. Next, Hyun-sung steps forward one step. The next second, he jumps up into the air. While powerfully singing, "We will take over. Hook, compare your speed with me." Anyone in the room who sees that technique has to admire him a bit, as I thought. Kang Hyun-sung. Next, he pulls out something long and wooden. What is that? After that, Hyun-sung waves the long light stick in his hand quickly. While everyone is only imagining what he is holding, Hyun-sung has already made a posture to hit something. Lightsaber. Sure enough, Taeyoon swings the long light stick forward with a very dangerous expression. Take down, hook. After that, he calmly turns and walks away. All the teammates in Hyun-sung's group have fallen to the ground. Only he is lonely continuing. A light flashes in the air. The performance has gradually come to an end. Hyun-sung plunges the lightsaber into the floor and a cracking effect appears. I am the last one, the person who will make you lose. Next, he also falls back, showing the fatigue and resignation of the character. Taeyoon swallows hard after seeing this. He is indeed very impressed with this performance. Taeyoon says to himself, looking at him still lying on the floor, everyone has no choice but to accept this. After that, Hyun-sung slowly opens his eyes while Taeyoon's heart is still very confused. Kang Hyun-sung is Kang Hyun-sung, an idol who himself is a type of image. Jung Jin now speaks up to continue hosting, signaling that Only One's performance is over. Everyone gradually sits up. That was Only One's performance. Like a blockbuster movie. Na-hyun immediately steps forward to give the mic to Hyun-sung for an interview. We never thought of this type of concept. Whose idea was it? He answers immediately with a frank attitude. That was my idea. But the members in the group helped me build this performance. I am very happy to have shown the performance that we wanted. As soon as he finishes speaking, Hyun-sung turns to face Taeyoon. This makes him uncomfortable. Taeyoon frowns and glares back. What the hell? But even so, he is still very curious. Why is he staring at us in the middle of the interview? Suddenly he smirks silently. After that, Hyun-sung turns away to make room for other groups to perform. The members of Only One also answer interviews in turn. We will work harder to become Only One that exceeds everyone's expectations. Immediately after, Jung Jin introduces the next group. Now it is Siren's turn to decorate our stage. Please come onto the stage. As soon as Dong Jun sees Only One's performance, he immediately expresses his worry. Will it be okay? Yeon-hoon is also sweating no less. Why are we performing last? Taeyoon also finds it difficult when his group's mentality is unstable. As I guessed, the Hyungs are becoming worried. Then he remembers Hyun-sung's divine lightsaber stabbing from earlier. If you do not feel any sense of crisis after watching a stage like that, it is no different from not having the talent to become an idol. There is a clear and undeniable difference. Next, he finally realizes the difference in the performance. The difference is in the center position. The smoothness of the performance depends on the person in the center position. So Taeyoon reassures Yeon-hoon, Hyung, do not worry. But as soon as he finishes speaking, he becomes more uncomfortable and more psychological. However, on the surface, Yeon-hoon still maintains his innocent, cute appearance. It is okay, I am not worried at all. Taeyoon smiles in relief seeing this expression on his face. Dong Jun also speaks up right next to him. Meither, Lee Woon in the back also contributes. What if we make a mistake? After encouraging each other, Siren finally goes on stage to perform. It is just the beginning for us. From now on we will perform a lot. They quickly enter their positions and wait for the music to come on. As soon as the music comes on, they all change their mood and expression to match the song. Yeon-hoon is the one who starts. He raises his hand and pretends to be shading the sun. let us sailing on that sea. Dong Jun and Do Sung also coordinate very well. They play out a pair of energetic friends, keep smiling. Both Lee Woon and Tae-yoon look at each other with affectionate eyes, forget your fears. After that, it is Lee Woon's turn to sing, sailing sailing, keep dreaming. The stage screen also shows a sky full of sun and wind, the singing still rings out, stretch out your arms and feel the ocean. Next, it is Tae-yoon's turn to show off his singing voice. If it is with the members, run as hard as I can until I run out of breath. He also performs well, his idol aura fills the frame. If it is a performance with my brothers, there is a treasure at the end of the horizon. We can also win the recognition that only one can receive. At the same time, Lee Woon slips and almost falls to the floor. But then he is able to keep his balance and treat it as a dance move. Seeing that, the other opponents show worry for him. Oh my god, is his waist okay? But in reality Lee Woon is completely fine. He quickly gets up and continues performing. Tonight I won't let go of your hand, together we will sink into the deep sea. After that, it is Dong Jun's turn to show off his cute side, full diving. Do Sung then puts on a cold face and acts upset, crushing. According to that Tae-yoon, he also puts on a cold face, I am falling. Finally is Yeon-hoon, he is the most suitable for the theme of the song, To You. The song is also gradually ending, they are gradually moving towards the ending position of their song, Found Your Treasure, and With You. But no, Yeon-hoon is suddenly grabbed by the hands, our fairy tale. It turns out they put him on their shoulders. All the final words are taken care of by Yeon-hoon, won't be forgotten, keep sailing. Finally he acts the part of dreaming in the sea, keep dreaming. Yeon-hoon's eyes brighten up as if looking at something truly precious, we finally met. And at this moment, only he is standing, the others are all kneeling down, our sea. After performing, everyone is tired and panting. Following that, the team Siren shouts in unison, thank you everyone. Here, Tae-yoon is very confident about the ranking of the whole group, we will be in first place. He does not forget to glance at the group only one, judging by only one's performance, I am sure of it. As soon as the performance ends, Jung Jin quickly steps out and gives the group's Siren questions. Siren's performance made us feel so refreshed. The sailor outfits make you look so fresh. Whose idea was it? Yeon-hoon becomes stiff when he is given the mic and answers, oh, that was our youngest, Tae-yoon. Realizing that he is trembling, he intervenes immediately, we discussed it together. Answering up to there, Tae-yoon also pauses for a beat and glances at the person who did that to him earlier, even though I was the first one to suggest it. That person is Hyun-sung. He also looks at him somberly. Returning to earlier, Hyun-sung had always been provoking Tae-yoon. Even when he steps to take momentum for his jump. It is as if he is saying Tae-yoon won't be able to do this. Only one has top-tier members, Kang Hyun-sung. But with the group's Siren, they have a smooth coordination. Especially the center, Yeon-hoon has completed his role well, and Siren has good teamwork. Recognizing that balance, Tae-yoon smiles proudly. This opposition will allow Siren to become a dignified rival of only one, and not just a walking stone. Jung Jin still innocently continues to ask another question. Where is the first time I am hearing this song? Did you compose it yourself? Tae-yoon also answers naturally. Yes, we added the lyrics to the instrumental that we found in SoundCloud. He continues to ask questions. Wow, who wrote the lyrics? He also answers immediately, I wrote most of it. Hearing up to here, both Jung Jin and Na-hyun, both of them widen their eyes in surprise. Why are they so surprised? Are not the lyrics good? I was quite confident because I used to be a novelist. And Tae-yoon has decided he won't waste his talent. I can't let all the effort be wasted. Next, he remembers when the whole group was discussing together, 2 weeks ago. Lee Woon asked Yeon-hoon, what do you think of this? Because to choose a song, we were constantly searching for a good song on SoundCloud. And from that exact moment, Tae-yoon already had an answer for himself. I was just acting like I was searching for a song. And he used music on a strange account. The username is Victory0505. Tae-yoon pretends to call them and gives his phone for them to see, Hyung's. And Do Sung is surprised because it is his account. What do you think of this song? It is exactly Do Sung's secret account. Because his main purpose is to release this song. Returning to the present, Jung Jin then announces, we have completed the performances. As soon as they hear that, the group's Siren goes into the break room immediately. One person quickly complains. Yeon-hoon quickly runs up to hug Tae-yoon. You did well, I thought wearing sailor outfits was a great idea. We also chose a good song. It is all thanks to you, Tae-yoon. An opponent from another team also gives them a thumbs up. Whoa, I really liked your performance. He hears that and answers very happily. Really, I am very happy to hear you say that. The other person praises them more. The song also fits the outfits of your group. Yeon-hoon proudly boasts to the other person. He smiles with squinted eyes. It is all thanks to our smart youngest. The other person also turns to praise Tae-yoon sincerely. He really is a smart youngest. But he just becomes more shy when he is praised like that. Smart youngest. Not stopping there, the other person is also curious about the origin of the song. I would completely believe it if someone said this song was custom made for you. He questions Yunhoon. Yunhoon also happily reveals to the other person, because we found a song composed by a talented composer. Hearing that, the other person finds it even more interesting. He utters a sentence that makes Do-sung jump. We also want to know who the lyricist is. But a moment later, he blushes shyly. Taeyoon smiles knowingly seeing this scene. At this moment the hosts reappear, the performances of the first round at Showcase C. Did you all like it? Yes. And now is also the time to announce the rankings of the performances of the groups. Jung Jin and Na Hyun are both smiling as much as they can. Now is the most important moment. The time to decide the rankings. The members of the group Siren are all very worried and nervous. However, he is not in a hurry to announce the results. The ranking of the first round won't be added to the total score. And after that, Jung Jin announces excitedly, however, the winner will have a special privilege. Hearing that, Taeyoon can't help but be a little curious. Special privilege. But after thinking about it, he is a little uncomfortable. However, is there something else that he needs to explain before that? Jung Jin starts to suggest. So what will the final rankings for the first round be? Then he draws out the time to reveal. That will be. The next words make everyone even more surprised. Decided by no one other than all of you who are here. You can vote for the best group and the worst group. Taeyoon frowns, feeling unfair. I can't believe they are using such a dishonest method. And he remembers when before, the show also chose this method. Before they also voted like this. The Showcase 2 rankings. Anonymous 1 minute 48 seconds 48 views. How can the rankings be decided like that? TV shows are so despicable. They only want the idols to fight each other like that. They were criticized in every community. Everyone in the room is very confused and uncomfortable. Because, instead of skills, no one is excluded and everyone can't say anything. They want viewers to focus on the contestants controlling each other and competing like crazy. Accepting the opinions of the contestants is not the job of the hosts, so he continues to announce the voting rules. Now, you can go to the voting area behind the stage and choose the best group and the worst group. And up to this point, Na Hyun speaks up, but it only makes the frustration increase. You can't vote for your own group. And next, the group Siren is the first group to be targeted. The voting order is reversed in the order of performance. Siren, please vote first. Taeyoon sighs. He gives up thinking. I am sure the Hyuns are looking forward to our ranking. Then Taeyoon looks at the other groups in the room. He also realizes a truth. But the unwritten rule in this industry is to kill the person you are wary of first. Therefore, Taeyoon does not expect too much from the voting results. He becomes completely silent. Our ranking will of course be in the last position. On stage, Jung Jin announces loudly, the voting rule has now ended. We have chosen from 5 groups, the best group and the worst group. Everyone's expressions carry the appearance of worry, uneasy mood. The best group will be added 1 point, and the worst group will be subtracted 1 point. He immediately smiles excitedly, his voice enthusiastic. It will go like this, so I will announce the results. Taeyoon stands silently in a corner, his eyes carrying suspicion. In the previous life, only one ranked first and Luminina ranked fourth. If so, now. The stage lights are immediately illuminated. On the screen, a list of groups is arranged in order. Only 1 4 points, Luminina 0 points, Bless You and 1 by 1 -1 point, Siren -2 points. He immediately exclaims excitedly, great. The members of the group only one immediately become enthusiastic, luckily. Behind the cheerful laughter, Yunhoon stands silently in a corner, trembling. He immediately becomes stunned, his face unable to believe it. -2 points, no way, we are in last place. At this moment, he calmly observes the expressions of the members. The atmosphere in the group is worsening, because of achieving an undesirable ranking. Taeyoon's eyes flash darkly, his appearance still indifferent. This is exactly their plan to start the show by making the winning candidates lose all their confidence. At this moment, the sound of heavy footsteps slowly rings out. The mic is being brought to the front. But what are you going to do? Yunhoon becomes panicked, his whole body trembling. I am not surprised at all. Suddenly, he abruptly intervenes, his tone casual. I did not think our group would be in last place. The atmosphere immediately freezes, everyone's eyes carrying complex emotions. Bang Taeyoon, oh. He staggers back, his face pale with terror. Taeyoon. Taeyoon says with confidence, his appearance full of determination. We, Siren, tried our best, and our performance was amazing. He immediately continues, his face full of calmness, in the next performance. But Jung Jin immediately cuts him off, smiling awkwardly. That is right. That was a very cool statement. Now let us hear the statement of Bless You. A moment later, Yunhoon questions in confusion. Why did you suddenly do that? Taeyoon still maintains a calm appearance. You could not answer any questions. Dong-jun turns around immediately, his eyes full of excitement. Thank you, Taeyun. I feel like I have come back to life after hearing you say that. Let us work harder for the next mission. And Lee Woon turns his surprised gaze towards him. Now, we will hear only one. He leans in close and whispers, somehow, is not Taeyun looking very comfortable? Do-sung raises his eyebrows, his appearance calm. He usually does not express emotions. So that is why we feel that way. Taeyun slowly closes his eyes, feeling everything. His eyes carry complex emotions. Of course, I am very comfortable. Taeyun is calm to the point of indifference, his appearance determined, because I already know how this show works. He pauses for a moment, saying to himself, there is nothing to be too surprised or worried about. On stage, he excitedly hosts the show, so we should reveal the special benefit for the group ranked first. Right, special privilege for only one. Everyone's faces flash with surprise. That is the right to decide the stage order for the next round, and to have the right to choose for themselves a challenge for a very unique mission. Oh. Next to him, Na-hyun continues with excitement. The next mission is... She announces loudly, the color of the showcase. You can decorate the stage with colors. In the crowd, Taeyun stands frozen in place. What? His whole body trembles in shock. This. Taeyun's face flashes palely, his eyes carrying complex emotions. It is not the mission that I knew. Has the future changed? Next to him, Yun-hoon smiles excitedly. Taeyun, do not you think everything will be very interesting? We can make up for this round if we do well, right? He is still immersed in his panic thoughts. The mission that I knew was to use the performance props. That is why I had prepared some ideas. Taeyun clenches his teeth, his face frozen with anger. Why has the mission suddenly changed like this? Hyun-sung stands calmly in front of the colorful selection cards. Only one, ranked first, can choose colors for themselves. Lemoninu, one by one, and Bless you can choose colors for each other, and Siren can prepare a performance with the remaining color. His eyes carrying complex emotions look towards his opponents. A moment later, Hyun-sung calmly holds the yellow card in his hand. We will choose yellow. Then next, the groups come up to choose in turn. Lemoninu, one by one, and Bless you. Please come to the front. Now, you can choose colors for other groups. Behind, the members of the group Siren carefully observe the opponents. What do you think of this color? Lee Woon turns around, his appearance full of hesitation. Which color do you think is the best? Taeyun immediately falls into contemplation, but I am glad that it has not changed too much. I think somehow, we can still create a good performance. What I am worried about is... I am not sure. I think it will be better if it is not blue. I agree. We used blue for the first performance. He clenches his teeth, his appearance determined. As the members said, blue will be overwhelmed by this performance. It won't be effective to have the same concept in multiple performances in a row. Taeyun's back carries a heaviness. It is not simply a problem of lack of effectiveness. Our group will lose Do-sung Hyun. His hesitant hand reaches towards the color selection card. His eyes turn to where the members of the group Siren are. The corners of his mouth slowly turn up, carrying a hint of meaning. The red card is decisively handed over. He immediately pauses, his appearance stunned. We will choose red for one by one. At this moment, Jung Jin announces excitedly, okay, if that is the case then Siren will. He slowly hands over the blue card. Just use blue. Everyone's eyes carry a pensive look. In that way, all the colors for the groups have been chosen. Finishing speaking, Jung Jin says with a calm voice, so I will look forward to these colorful stages. You have worked hard today. Goodbye. Nearby, a voice carrying a hint of meaning rings out. You did well. At this moment, the atmosphere in the group's Siren becomes gloomy, heavy. Blue in fifth place. It is so hard to be in last. Everyone's appearances are full of fatigue. A sigh rings out. Sigh. Yun-hoon forces himself to speak up. Does anyone have any ideas? He smiles awkwardly. I am not sure. Taeyun's eyes flash. What should we do with blue? He suddenly pauses. In front, Hyun-sung is slowly approaching. Taeyun immediately becomes stunned, his appearance confused. Why is he coming here? Heavy footsteps slowly approach. I enjoyed your performance. Taeyun looks up in confusion. Hyun-sung's eyes carry complex emotions. The members in the group say in unison, hello. He speaks calmly, his eyes full of approval. You have a very good ability to judge. I do not know that someone would bring an idea like that. So, you are also very excellent. He still maintains a calm appearance, falling into contemplation. A moment later, Taeyun nods slightly. Thank you, only one's performance was also very cool. He is calm, saying in a determined voice, thank you for the praise. Opposite him, Taeyun's eyes carry complex emotions. The atmosphere between the two people becomes gloomy, heavy. Hyun-sung immediately glances sideways then turns to leave. Well, I will also look forward to your stage with the color blue. He stands blankly with a very confused appearance. He came here just to say that. Taeyun immediately frowns, sighing softly. What a boring guy. The car slowly rolls on the road. Through the rearview mirror, the driver's eyes glance over, carrying a hint of meaning. The atmosphere in the car becomes silent to the point of suffocation. Hyun-sung looks out the window indifferently. Yun-hoon. Yun-hoon immediately startles, speaking hesitantly. Yes, did you call me? He turns around, his tone cold. Siren's youngest is 1 year younger than you, right? His eyes carrying a look of unease, stammers. It seems like that is the case. Hyun-sung immediately raises his eyebrows, his face carrying a complex appearance. Is that so? He says with a tone full of hidden meaning. Do kids at that age usually radiate that type of feeling? What do you mean? The moment Taeyoon confidently speaks flashes by. I do not think our group would be ranked last. And his eyes flash darkly. Yun-hoon immediately avoids his gaze, speaking hesitantly. Well then he acts quite differently from normal 19-year-olds. He falls into contemplation. He really does not seem like a normal high school student. More accurately, he looks like a grown-up who has experienced all trials and tribulations. Yun-hoon immediately turns around, his face full of confusion. But why are you asking that? The corner of Hyun-sung's lips slightly move. It is just. He raises his eyebrows, continuing heavily. It is just he makes me concerned. Scene change, inside Siren's car. Taeyoon silently observes the expressions of each person and blames himself. At first I thought that when the show ranked our group in 5th place it would be an advantage. But seeing the disappointment on the faces of the members does not make me feel good at all. Remembering the meaningful smile of his opponent, he gently fiddles with his sleeves, thinking darkly. Taeyoon immediately falls into contemplation. Blue or whatever color, we should perform well first. A moment later he frowns, his appearance uneasy. Blue, well it is not that all blues are the same. If I think carefully about it, something good will probably appear. Now I feel annoyed when I think about blue. Suddenly Taeyoon is stunned. Yun-hoon bows his head dejectedly, speaking heavily. Isn't feeling blue feeling sad? The members in the group immediately shout. His eyes are full of complex emotions. That is it, we can go in that direction. Taeyoon immediately falls into contemplation. Feel blue, because there are quite a few songs that use this phrase. Blue clearly has the emotion and influence of melancholy. This will really allow us to even participate in the competition. He speaks decisively, his eyes determined. That is a good idea. Behind him, Lee Woon slowly contributes an opinion. I think we can also use modern dance to express sad emotions. Agreeable. Blue. Taeyoon's mouth immediately turns up. Luckily, everyone is reacting very positively. His eyes become glistening, except for one person, but he does not want to do something melancholy, because he has a bright personality. I guess he does not like this concept. He immediately reassures, his thoughts becoming determined, but I am sure that Yun-hoon's singing will also successfully express emotional songs. Taeyoon's eyes carry confidence, and most of all, we will receive the nickname self-composing idols. He pauses for a moment, falling into contemplation. If we continue to perform with songs that we compose ourselves, we will automatically receive that long-lasting power. Everyone will become more curious and find out who the composer is, and we will take advantage of that curiosity. Taeyoon immediately smiles with satisfaction, humming the song softly. To do that, first, I have to convince Do Sung-hyun to compose a song. He and his calculations become determined, so. A hesitant voice carrying suspicion rings out. Are you really going to follow the sad concept? Sad blue, Hyung, it will suit you. Dong Jun's eyes flash. So we should find a song to decorate the stage with blue. Too difficult. The atmosphere around suddenly becomes heavy. Yun-hoon gently strokes his chin, slowly contributing an opinion. Or now we should also find a song on SoundCloud, and we can add the lyrics for that song later. What do you guys think? His eyes fluctuate slightly. Oh, I can see it, because now the performance has also gone smoothly. Dong Jun immediately becomes excited, his appearance excited. So we should try to find more songs from the person who did the music the other day. I think that is the best choice right now. He immediately turns around, his voice hesitant, softly asking, Taeyoon, can you also write the lyrics this time, if it is too hard, or we all? Taeyoon raises his eyebrows, saying firmly, it is okay, I can write them. Everyone immediately sighs in relief. Okay, at least, we have resolved the lyrics. At this moment, he calmly observes the members. The meeting is going smoothly, but there are two people who are especially silent. Do-sung is still quietly shrinking in a corner. One is Do-sung-hyun. Taeyoon swallows softly, his appearance uneasy. As I thought, he is still pretending not to know anything during the meeting. His eyes secretly glance over. Lee Woon is darkly shrinking in a corner. His face slightly changes, his eyes full of confusion. But why is Woon-hyun acting like this? Taeyoon still maintains a calm appearance. He is usually not this silent, but today. He suddenly pauses, his eyes stunned. What? Taeyoon pauses for a moment, his eyes carrying complex emotions, between the two of them. The two people's eyes secretly exchange. What is going on that I do not know? He pauses for a moment, his face full of complexity. If I know what is going on, can this be resolved more easily? Taeyoon moves his blue eyes to glance in one direction. From this situation, it seems like Woon Hyung knows Do Sung is the owner of that music account. Yun Hoon looks at his phone, his eyes full of sadness. What should we do with the song? There is no suitable song at all. Yun Hoon's face is both worried and sad. Dong Jun also has a bad mood. SoundCloud is just a platform for amateurs. It is not easy to find a song that sounds professional. Taeyoon swallows softly. An idea flashes in his head. As I thought, if that is not Hyung's song. Taeyoon's lips move, his attitude hesitant when asking, there is no particularly good song, is there? His head is lowered, radiating a mysterious aura to everyone. Hey, everyone, I have something to say. Lee Woon and Do Sung widen their eyes, thinking together. Oh, is he going to say it himself? Taeyoon looks at everyone, cold sweat pouring out. Suddenly he lets out a nonsensical sentence. I will be back after doing the laundry. Do Sung and Lee Woon, who are expecting to hear the end, have stiff bodies full of helplessness. Taeyoon closes his eyes softly, but his eyebrows are still not relaxed. A sigh is released. Do Sung's silence makes Taeyoon wander in his thoughts. Well, maybe he feels pressured to suddenly reveal his work, but I think he has agreed 50% to reveal his identity when he allowed us to use his song. Taeyoon glances at everyone, his lips pursed, but in his head he is wondering, is there something going on that I do not know? In the brightly lit room, a voice cuts off that tense atmosphere. Well, let us end here today. The five brothers lie sleeping next to each other. Some have already fallen fast asleep. Some are still tossing and turning. Some are scrolling on their phones. Taeyoon sits up suddenly, a rustling sound ringing out due to him bumping into the blanket. Lee Woon is still scrolling on his phone. Suddenly Taeyoon calls again, Woon Hyung, making him glance over. He does not say much, only signals for Lee Woon to come outside with him. Late at night, silent, without a single person, the convenience store is still brightly lit. Taeyoon and Lee Woon only put on thick black jackets and go outside to sit together. He wonders, why did you suddenly want to meet me outside? Lee Woon does not beat around the bush and goes straight to the main topic. What do you want to tell me? He lowers his face, not revealing many expressions, his voice a little hesitant. Do you know Victorio 505? Taeyoon frowns, his face serious as if interrogating. That is Do Sung Hyung, right? He is startled after hearing that, his pupils contracting. He with his sharp eyes starts to reveal, I accidentally saw Do Sung Hyung's email ID. Each word of Taeyoon's makes Lee Woon's face turn paler. He swallows hard, and the names of both match. Lee Woon's eyes close softly, as if there is nothing left to deny. Without waiting for him to speak, he continues to ask, since when did you know about it? After that is a pause. Finally Lee Woon speaks. He raises his eyes to look at Taeyoon. You know that Do Sung and I used to be at the same company, right? Memories flood back. Lee Woon stands outside the door peeking at Do Sung working. I saw Do Sung compose songs there. Throughout that time, he also posted his songs on other social platforms. Do Sung with a smile on his face is humming a song, and his account name is also Victory0505. However, that company, they made that a fierce competition for those who compose songs. Lee Woon lowers his face, his eyes drooping. His face is an expression of guilt. That is all I can tell you. Taeyoon also becomes pensive after hearing that story. I understand, Do Sung Hyung, he was hurt by that company. I bet the competition will be effective for those who create songs from their pain. Because they will dedicate everything to achieve the best results. The problem appears for those who can't achieve that. Because of being scolded constantly, they lose their self-confidence. However, their passion for composing is still preserved inside their person. That is why they can't continue to do that or completely give it up. Do Sung is exactly in that case. However, I am sure Do Sung must know clearly the fact that his skills are all above average in the industry. Perhaps, he is also preparing to tell us the truth. If so, the things that I can do now are. Taeyoon after a series of thoughts smiles at Lee Woon. We can only wait for him. That is his light smile. He laughs, his smile still a little forced. Right, just pretend you do not know about it for a while. Taeyoon does not make a fuss. Okay, I understand. He lowers his face, his eyes focused but his mind is vague. I do not know why I suddenly have these thoughts. Taeyoon remembers Do Sung's appearance when he smiled with squinted eyes. But I do not think we will have to wait for him long. Lee Woon returns to a happy mood drinking water. But this is so delicious. He only answers calmly. But this is so delicious. Of course it is. There is so much artificial sugar in it. After hearing that he spits out the water he just drank. Huh? The next day, Do Sung had the courage to stand in front of everyone and announce, I am Victory0505. After that is silence between everyone. Everyone is shocked, huh? Taeyoon can't believe it, his mouth agape. Right now, just that, Lee Woon is also stunned no less. In that small room, a piercing scream rings out. What? Each word without ridicule rings out, making Do-sung tremble with anger. Do-sung, what are you saying? Are you planning to joke with us and the manager? Dong-jun still can't accept the truth. He yells, there is no way Do-sung Hyung is Mr. Victorio 505, no way, no way. He hears up to here and angrily shouts back. Shut up, I said that is me. What do you mean no way? Dong-jun chases after Do-sung. Do you have any evidence? Prove it to me, prove it. Yun-hoon stands on one side stunned. Only Tae-yoon and Lee-woon stand on one side observing everyone calmly. The account owner is our Mr. Since when? Yun-hoon with a slightly indignant face blames Do-sung. Why did you hide this from us? He scratches his neck, bowing his head. His cheeks are a little red. When I was at that precious company of mine, I had to compose one song every week and show it. A bewildered voice rings out, what, every week? Do-sung remembers that time, answering naturally, yes, it is okay because I only need to stay up all night for a few days. It was harsh because of the strange atmosphere between the trainees after presenting a song. Tae-yoon hears that, his face without any expression, so there was a battle of wits between the trainees who can compose. He imagines Do-sung's difficult appearance. No matter how good the song is, they definitely were wary of each other more than praising each other. Perhaps he is afraid he will remember that time. If our feedback is not good. He is excited, no longer the stiff appearance from yesterday. Anyway, I will let the production team know I am Victorio 505, and with my abilities, I will also try to compose music for our group. Everyone widens their eyes looking at Do-sung. Dong-jun is the first one to speak up. Really? Following after is Yun-hoon. Can you do that? You are not overdoing it, right? He answers without hesitation with a confident attitude. Yes, I am okay. If I can't do something, I will let everyone know in advance. I already have a preliminary idea about the things we should do for this mission. Do-sung turns his back. I will compose the song. Do you guys want to work with me? Yun-hoon is a little stunned by that offer. Where? He turns his back, smiling triumphantly. My studio. Do-sung sits calmly in front of the computer screen. This is the office that an older brother I knew at my old management company lent me. The sound of music-making equipment rings out slowly. He slowly speaks. I used to write a song with the theme of depression. Everyone excitedly exclaims, wow, so we can compose right away now, right? The corner of Do-sung's mouth slowly turns up triumphantly. Well, anyway, this is just practice. If it is too bad, we will just redo another one, Dong-jun immediately exclaims. Wow, you are great, Do-sung. He immediately turned to pinch Dong-jun's cheek as a warning. Dong-jun, do not talk so informally. He sighed in dissatisfaction. You are so rigid. The mouse is moving slowly. Everyone, listen to this. Everyone's eyes froze, their expressions stunned. The surrounding space became quiet for a moment. Do-sung's lips slowly curled into a smug smile. What do you think? The members were still in awe, softly exclaiming, it is so good, and you are calling this just a demo. He turned his gaze to the back and asked, what about you, Tae-yoon? Tae-yoon hesitated for a moment. Well, His eyes held a look of hesitation and unease. This is really a very good song, however. Tae-yoon immediately spoke up decisively. Looking confident, could I listen to another song? Do-sung's eyes held complex emotions. He stammered, I mean, this song is great too, he calmly said. Alright, let us listen to another song. Do-sung's back seemed heavy. I prefer to hear honest feedback, because it will greatly affect our competition. Tae-yoon's lips slowly curled into a smile. He rubbed his chin, his expression somber. What about this one? I tried combining it with a violin melody, but it sounds much brighter than the depressed vibe. Oh, well, I just wanted everyone to listen so I could revise it a bit. Tae-yoon continued to offer advice, his tone sincere. Actually, I hope the song does not need much revision. I think it is already quite complete. Sometimes, just a small change can ruin the whole song. He awkwardly said, you have a good sense of hearing, huh? Do-sung's fingers moved slowly. Okay, this is the last song. Everyone's expressions changed again. It is a bit faster than medium tempo, huh? Everyone's eyes changed subtly. To create that many variations with just the violin melody. To create such a strong attraction for people with just one song. His lips slowly curled into a satisfied smile. Well, this one's not bad either. Tae-yoon suddenly stopped, his eyes blank. If you want. A sudden headache panicked him. Insight activated. The system immediately sounded with a mechanical voice. This is the song production process. Tae-yoon's body seemed to transform flexibly, finding the direction and theme for the song. His contributions and suggestions were quickly implemented, showing what needed to be supplemented and improved in the song. A moment later, the system sounded with a mechanical voice. Insight completed. What needs to be added to our song? His expression became heavy. Do-sung Hyung, our song. Tae-yoon's eyes became determined. Why do not we try adding traditional Korean musical elements? He glanced over indifferently, his tone doubtful. Traditional music, that might be okay. He immediately started working, then let us find samples right away. Wait, what about this? That is good, let us play the instruments like this. Bass like this. No, that does not fit with what we just looked at. This. Hours passed. The remaining 3 members collapsed with fatigue, their bodies trembling. It is so cold. Taeyun continued to seriously contribute ideas. Adjust this part a little bit. Do-sung sighed in relief, looking excited. It is done, let us listen to it from the beginning. Just as everyone was about to fall asleep, the melody of the song slowly resonated. His lips curled into a satisfied smile. What do you think? Everyone's expressions were stunned, their eyes doubtful. Seriously, this is just what you two were working on just now. Dongjun became excited, jumping and cheering. Wow, Do-sung and Bang Taeyun are amazing. Lee Woon also stood up enthusiastically. Let us do the choreography like this. Yunhoon hesitated to speak. Guys, what if we win? Hyung, do not jump the gun. The 3 of them cheered happily. Seeing this, he unconsciously smiled along. He raised his eyebrows, his eyes full of confidence. Then let us use this song for this performance. Okay, agreed. He suddenly interrupted, his eyes hesitant. But wait, have you chosen a name for this song? I like it so much. Taeyun fell into contemplation, his eyes thoughtful. He slowly closed his eyes to calm himself. A moment later, Taeyun spoke firmly. Moonlit Night, how about that? Do-sung smiled with interest. That is good, it fits this song really well. So, let us finalize the song title as Moonlit Night. Okay. The introduction is being shown on various websites, and while everyone is busy competing, the trailer has been released online. Positive comments are constantly climbing to the top of the discussion. The reaction of the crowd is as expected. Kang Hyun-sung, leave only one. What will happen to Kang Hyun-sung working at a large corporation? Hey everyone, what is up with Siren having the exact same video content as Only One? What, is there some controversy about Siren and Only One? There is no controversy at all. Siren just happened to have video content similar to Only One. Everyone please do not misunderstand. At the same time, many people have registered as audience members. The scoring system was also announced. The final decision is entirely based on the audience. Rank A is 100, Rank B is 70, Rank C is 50. That is the new stage evaluation method. The situation has now changed, completely a heavy blow to Only One, so even if Only One has a large fan base, it is useless. Thoughts flash through, because there are definitely many people who are not Only One fandom registered. The morning of the first competition, the members slowly woke up. A hasty, helpless call rang out. Everyone, wake up. Do-sung vaguely stood up, looking dazed. At this time, Dongjun was still fast asleep. Taeyun solemnly declared, his voice determined, whoever showers first gets breakfast first. A while later, everyone leisurely ate breakfast. Have you all seen the trailer? He raised his eyebrows. Yeah, it is hot on SNS. His voice was enthusiastic. I saw it too, the online rankings are high as well. Dongjun suddenly changed his expression, sighing softly. Only One is probably number 1, right, after all. Yunhoon hesitantly said, the evaluation method has changed a bit. But Lee Woon's eyes drooped slightly. Isn't it very difficult to beat Only One? His eyes flickered slightly. Taeyun suddenly spoke seriously. Guys. Taeyun's sharp eyes looked at the 2 of them. You do not mean, you are going to let us be last place this time, are you? Lee Woon looked at him in a panic. What are you talking about, Taeyun? Do-sung sighed helplessly. What is the reason? The image switched to the 3 of them standing in the center of the stage with other students around. Surely my story will annoy you guys because I think I have enough looks and skills. But on the contrary, for the audience, personal stories become an important point leading to voting. Now the best way to use this is to rely on Only One. The internet is full of posts about Hyun-sung's contract renewal. Did Hyun-sung finish your idols and go back in there? Was he threatened? TH Entertainment confirms contract renewal with Kang Hyun-sung. Ha, Hyun-sung debut quickly, you will definitely become famous. The night sky is cloudy. Hyun-sung is wearing royal robes. There is one very unfortunate thing. The way to beat a group that only gets attention because of Kang Hyun-sung is equal strength and story. Taeyun's eyes pondered. There is only this way for us to become people who are not inferior in ability or appearance. Lee Woon looked up when he heard him suddenly speak. That is not it. He smiled at him. I mean, let us promote it strategically. Yunhoon and Dongjun looked at Taeyun blankly. If we only give the impression of always being in last place, would not there be public opinion feeling sorry for us? He continued to clarify his point of view. Then we can have a fandom. Taeyun still wants to become a classic legend, to the point where he can turn the tide at the last minute. It can become a classic legend. Yunhoon's eyes welled up, he sniffled, he spoke, so do not worry. He also decided this because he was worried about the whole group, because in the end we will be number 1. All three of the group looked at him with touching eyes. Yun-hoon jumped into Taeyoon's arms because he was so moved by his actions. He was happy when suddenly the bell rang. The phone rang. It was Hyuna calling. It seemed they had arrived. He hurriedly told everyone, even though his eyes were still a little wet from crying, "Let us go quickly." A white car was driving on the highway. Everyone on the forum is posting posts praising Young-ho. Many people are praising Young-ho. Yun-hoon held a phone in his hand, his face beaming because everyone was praising him. The man in the blue shirt next to him also spoke, "Many people are praising you for being cute." The black-haired man sitting in the driver's seat also replied, "Our Maknae is so cute." He put his arm around Yun-hoon's shoulder. It seems everyone is no longer nervous. Hyun-sung held his phone in his hand and asked, "Is that how you guys are preparing?" The person next to him panicked and said, "I am sorry, we were too noisy." He lowered his head to look at the phone and replied calmly, "It is okay, it can be like that too." Then he glanced at the person next to him but said for everyone in the car to hear, "Just perform well on stage." Yun-hoon heard this and lowered his head to answer yes. At this time, Hyun-sung was looking at a post about someone in his head thinking, he does not seem happy today. He put his hand between his legs and lowered his head in contemplation. I do not know if it is because of today's stage. Although we performed very well last time, most of the attention we received was thanks to his fame. His eyebrows furrowed. I have to do well so as not to cause damage to the group. The image switched to a scene where he was afraid of being left behind by everyone. If I am the only one left behind. Yun-hoon clenched his fist and put it on his chest. The other team will be able to win. His face twitched slightly. But can I do well? Yun-hoon's head was a mess because he was afraid of being a burden, if I make a mistake. His body trembled, causing the person next to him to worry and ask, "Young-ho, are you okay?" Hearing someone ask, he raised his head and tried to smile to show that he was still okay. Yes, I am fine. After that, he put his arm around the person on the other side and continued to say, "We have to try hard for today's stage." Hyun-sung's golden eyes also glanced at him. Do not be too nervous." Somewhere there were many people standing. Someone was holding a picture of Hyun-sung as a child. "Hyun-sung, please confirm the message and receive the sticker." It turned out that two girls who were fans of him had this picture. "Thank you for giving it to me." The other girl replied, "In the future, please support Hyun-sung a lot." In the distance, a girl was sitting on a long bench, her left hand scrolling through her phone and her right hand holding a drink. The girl took a sip of water in boredom. What kind of cheering is that? Around her were other girls also holding phones standing in a corner pressing something. Anyone who looked at them would know that Kang Hyun-sung's team was in first place. The brown-haired girl was still contemplating, "I have to find a new oppa, just right. At the waiting room in some building, see you at the rehearsal." "Yes, thank you." The three of them stared intently at a piece of paper. It turned out that the paper was the order of the stage for the different music groups. Our stage order is vague. Do-sung tilted his head worriedly. Which group is supposed to be next? Yun-hoon also spoke, "Even so, I still feel sorry." Lee-woon closed his eyes and said to Taeyoon not far away, "Taeyoon also feels sorry, right?" He tilted his head and replied casually, "No big deal." Hearing him say that, Lee-woon and Yun-hoon also looked at him worriedly. Our abilities have not changed. Seeing this, Do-sung smiled. "Yeah, Taeyoon is right." Lee-woon was much less worried. This time, let everyone see everything that we have practiced. He smiled at them, of course. Dong-jun also spoke, "We look so cool wearing the same clothes like this." He cheerfully replied, "Let us take a picture before going on stage." Yun-hoon raised his phone to prepare to take a picture of the whole group. "Okay everyone, gather around." A picture with all the members smiling brightly was born. The image switched to a jacket placed on a chair. Siren is preparing to go. Taeyoon confidently stepped out. "Alright, let us go." Even during rehearsal, he still wanted everything to be perfect. Even rehearsal has to be like the real thing. Arriving at the studio, the cameraman was already waiting there. "Wow." Yun-hoon looked at the cameraman with sparkling eyes. He spoke, "Did you really wait to film us?" The cameraman replied, I guess so." He replied, "Wow, thank you so much." Yun-hoon looked straight at the camera and cheerfully asked, Director, have you eaten?" The person replied, I ate." He also happily replied with the dish that Taeyoon had made for them. "It is a relief that Taeyoon made sandwiches for us this morning." Finally, Yun-hoon was pulled away by him. "It is so delicious. What is in it?" Lee-woon smiled awkwardly at the camera. "Sorry." At this time, Yun-hoon loudly told everyone, "The rehearsal is over, thank you everyone." On the way out of the room, he did not forget to remind his friend, "Rest for 10 minutes, and try hard for the main stage." A while later, while sitting on the chair to rest, Lee-woon asked him, "Taeyoon, what did you think of the rehearsal just now?" He honestly replied, "It was very good." He smiled brightly and asked again, "Really?" On the surface, Lee-woon replied innocently, but in his heart he had some doubts. Does he have something to say? So Lee Woon decided to probe the other person. You memorized the choreography very quickly these days. You memorized it in one go last time, that is awesome. Although he was praised, Taeyoon was not happy, on the contrary, he only reluctantly replied, there are still shortcomings. And when he found that he was avoiding his eyes, he called out softly, but Taeyoon. Next, Lee Woon went straight to the point, when looking at the camera, why do not we look at each other more? He seemed confused by these words and hesitated to answer, is it staring all the time? Lee Woon replied very quickly, Then he pretended to say, my eyes are a little dry right now. Taeyoon looked into the other person's eyes and awkwardly said, dry eyes. Lee Woon used this to talk about himself, like Taeyoon's eyes, like the eyes of the person I am assigned to work with. He also emphasized one thing, to show the stage better, I think you should look straight at the camera more. Being caught off guard, his heart beat thumpingly, and he was thinking, how does he know? At the same time, Lee Woon was muttering in his heart, for you now, what you guys have is the ego of an idol. He looked straight at Taeyoon's face and secretly calculated in his heart, it has not been a month since I came back to this time. I have been working as a writer for more than 3 years. Now I am a novelist with a strong ego. In a way, it is natural. I did not expect to actually be discovered like this. He was thinking in his head what the other person had just said, staring at the camera as if wanting to plug the phone in. So Taeyoon suddenly showed such tension that he was sweating. The more he thought, the more his head hurt, so he lowered his head to cover his face and secretly screamed in his heart, I am going crazy, what is it? Seeing him suddenly turn his face away. Lee Woon looked worried and shouted, Taeyoon, what is wrong? Knowing that he could not escape, he secretly made up his mind, I have to use more lively eyes, how do I do that? After that, both of them quickly returned to the training ground. He stood below and observed for a while, then made a comment, the members of only one will definitely do very well. He stood next to him while looking at the paper and replied, Hyun-sung is holding the center position very well. Hearing this, he thought and nodded, A few minutes later, he looked at the person performing with Hyun-sung and turned to ask him, the person who made a mistake just now is only one's youngest member. Right, Yun-hoon, right, he confirmed, that is right. On the stage, he was showing fatigue on his face, so this attracted his attention, I have to go get him today. He was afraid that something would happen to the performance, so he rubbed his eyes and said, he looks weak, if he makes a mistake, there will be big trouble. He obediently followed, yes, I know. In addition, a few minutes later, he suddenly became nervous and said, Yun-hoon is the youngest among the idols, no, he is Siren's youngest member, Bang Taeyoon. Hearing this, he was a little surprised, he just feels like an adult. He forced a smile and brushed it off, he is too mature for his age. Although he was a little confused, he could only answer, I see, I did not even know. But then he suddenly thought of Taeyoon, of course, there is clearly no sign of boredom among the older members. It feels like the direction of the group is always in his head. It seems like he is a member without any shortcomings. After thinking about this person, he made a comparison, his stage performance is a bit weak, right, he also agreed, it seems like he does not have much stage presence, right. His words caused him to fall into contemplation, stage presence. Meanwhile, she was uncomfortable when she saw the crowd in front of her constantly mocking others. She looked at everyone and said to herself, this is Kan Hyun-sung's pre-recording. This is the entire audience of the show, right? And everyone was constantly talking and laughing. What is today's concept? Hyun-sung looks good in everything. The more she heard these words, the more uncomfortable she felt and shouted in her heart, isn't it just relaxing your body and leaving? Her face turned pale, and she trembled, it is cold outside, Hyun-sung's fans are enthusiastic, now I am annoyed. Finally, a strange thought suddenly came to her mind, will there be a new oppa? A few minutes later, the host greeted everyone loudly, hello everyone. The host was Jung Jin and at this time he smiled brightly and said, I am Jung Jin taking on the role of MC. In addition, there was a girl next to him, and she also happily spoke. Hello everyone, I am singer Na Hyun. As soon as she saw the person, the crowd cheered non-stop, while she was uncomfortable and asked herself, Very quickly, Na Hyun went straight to the main issue, the theme of the first round this time is the color of the showcase. I would like to introduce the first team to decorate the colors. On the surface, she did not want to watch, but in her heart, she was encouraging herself, that is right, I have come all the way here, I have to watch everything. She used this thought to watch this performance, I thought so. On the stage, the two boys tried to coordinate really well. Even so, she was still not satisfied with this in her heart. What is the quality of the stage? There is a reason for every failure. Finally, the performance also ended, so Jung Jin announced the next performance again. Now to the next stage, this is a group that has become a hot topic in the volunteer video. Na Hyun was excited to introduce this performance. it is the stage of the group Siren. As soon as the words fell, everyone whispered, Siren, aren't they the ones who imitate Hyun-sung? I will give those people the lowest score. She did not talk to everyone but was just wondering in her heart, this is the group that overlaps with only one. He especially praised this performance. This is a self-composed song. It is really worth looking forward to. Hearing this, she was surprised. Oh, self-composed. Behind the scenes, everyone had prepared everything. In addition, the white lights also turned blue. Down below, she speculated about their performance. Moonlit night. The stage lights finally came on, and a hand was raised high. The owner of this hand had a slender figure. And this person was none other than Lee Woon. Currently, not only she but everyone else was showing tension while watching the performance on stage. A second later, he gently turned his gaze toward everyone. Lee Woon's eyes were extremely soulful, showing his inner turmoil. Lee Woon's stage presence successfully captured the attention of everyone below. At this moment, Taeyoon's voice rang out, a dark and deep night, unable to sleep, gently curled up. He poured all his emotions into his song, the blue moonlight in the vast blue sky, pushes me out onto the road again. Taeyoon's voice successfully touched her heart. The moment I saw the stage I felt it. Taeyoon's melancholy expression at this moment made her make a decision in her heart. This is where I will stay. After a few seconds of rest, he raised his voice again, a dark and deep night, unable to sleep, gently curled up. Here, Taeyoon brought out a fan to cover part of his face, accompanied by a lingering voice, the blue moonlight in the vast blue sky, pushes me out onto the road. Unconsciously, he reached out as if to support something in the air, and the following lines seemed to praise Taeyoon's beautiful eyes at this moment. That person's beautiful eyes. A second later, all four of them gathered together at his spot. In the second, the crescent moon creating the stage effect suddenly shattered into pieces. On stage, Taeyoon was embracing Lee Woon while singing, the relationship between us can't be more distant. Finally, it was his turn to sing, like melancholy bouquets blooming under the moonlight. Followed by Dongjoon's voice, like the cruelty that takes place in the dark night. Immediately after that, everyone simultaneously spread out their palms while singing, the fresh blood is flowing in your hands. Their lyrics completely captivated her, all those unexpected moments. She was paying the most attention to Lee Woon, and was thinking in her heart, the atmosphere of the song. She looked at everyone's movements and implicitly acknowledged, it has changed. And when she heard the sound of a wolf howling, she showed worry on her face, muttering to herself, full moon, the sound of a wolf howling, this is not just an oriental-style love. Seeing blood at the corner of Lee Woon's mouth, she was startled and screamed in her head, so it is a werewolf concept. A few minutes later, seeing the crowd start to stir, he turned to ask him, PD Hyun, did everyone see it? This was beyond his expectations, so he was sweating nervously, and he said loudly, the reaction is not bad at all. The climax rang out again with a chorus, sweet, sweet in the blue moonlit night. The light at this time turned back to Taeyoon, while all five sang together, my heart cannot convey it either. And after the ending line, the crowd cheered excitedly, tonight I will ask and leave right now. Contrary to the crowd, she only showed interest in her heart. In the past, no matter how well the idols did, strangely, I did not feel anything in my heart. Her eyes were only on Lee Woon from beginning to end. She looked at her idol and muttered in her heart, as soon as I saw the performance, it has been a long time since I have been this excited. With curious eyes, she suddenly looked at others and said to herself, there is nothing to ignore. Because she was too excited, she made a bold decision in her head, if it is these kids, I can probably settle down for a long time. Taeyoon saw that the audience was enjoying it and was secretly happy. Thank goodness, the audience's reaction is pretty good. Do-sung felt both confused and surprised and muttered to himself, as long as the ending is good. At the same time, he activated Insight Start. In addition, the system issued a notification, the privilege to use eyes has been granted, express expressions appropriate to the concept on stage. Do-sung looked to her spot and told the system to stop the program, and the system responded, Insight End. After the performance, everyone lingered on the stage for a while, and it took a while for the host to speak, thank you, that was Siren. After Jung Jin's words, all five bowed to the audience together. Seeing the person in front of him trembling, Dong-joon called out softly, Hyun. And when he saw Yun-hoon crying so hard, he worriedly asked, what is wrong, Hyun? The audience saw someone crying and was worried, while Dong-joon loudly advised, why are you crying again, don't cry. The audience could not bear to see Yun-hoon crying like that, so they chimed in, don't cry, it is okay. He quickly wiped away his tears and sincerely said, thank you everyone. Immediately after that, the people in the wings showed surprise when the audience cheered non-stop. He seemed quite surprised by the audience's reaction, so he muttered, a self-composed song. He felt jealous and hesitated to say to him, compared to what I thought. Only Hyun-sung praised them, well done. His words made the members of the group dissatisfied, so both of them said in turn, Hyung, and he shouted loudly, "Oh my god." On the other hand, Hyun-hoon was secretly glancing at Hyun-sung. And then his eyes were caught by the other party. Moreover, Hyun-sung's words made Hyun-hoon scared. "Do you have something to say?" With an embarrassed expression, Hyun-hoon lowered his head and hesitated to answer. "No." He said no, but his trembling attitude and sweat pouring down like rain betrayed him. Hyun-hoon suppressed his emotions by clenching his clothes. This action was accidentally seen by the other party, so Hyun-sung called him, "Hyun-hoon." He stepped up and whispered in Hyun-hoon's ear, "Are you not feeling well?" He deliberately denied it to the end. "No, I am fine." Scene change after the interview. Dong-jun stretched and sighed. "The interview is over." Right at this moment, Lee-woon spoke again. "It seems Lemonino has finished performing." He heard this and blankly asked back, "So fast?" Do-sung stood in a corner showing a pensive expression on his face and muttered to himself, "The audience's reaction is not very good. It seems the stage is not very good." He was secretly comparing the two performances in his heart, although it is not self-satisfaction, but because I am next, the audience will feel the difference more clearly. Just thinking about this, Jung-jin loudly announced, "Now it is only one's turn." Hyun-hoon stepped up to put his arm around Lee-woon and excitedly said, "This time is really worth looking forward to. I do not know how you guys have prepared." He also agreed with the other party when he answered, "That is right." After Jung-jin's introduction, Hyun-sung's group also stepped up to perform. The next stage is only one. After seeing the audience excited, Lee-woon showed surprise. The audience's expression has changed. Hyun-hoon was attracted by the clothes on his body. The clothes are so beautiful. Meanwhile, Taeyoon was thinking about their support. Clearly only one's company does not have support either. Is Kan Hyun-sung also paying out of his own pocket to prepare this time? Before performing, Hyun-sung had a worry in his heart. "I won't be able to make as much money as that from our promotion." In the waiting room, he was still secretly guessing Hyun-sung's thoughts. He wants to win that much. A second later, Taeyoon clenched his fist and muttered to himself, "Even so, we have to win this time too." He looked towards the stage and secretly said to himself, "Because I have a more sincere reason than you." While they officially started performing, first Hyun-hoon sang, "I Can Fight It." He danced and sang with the choreography he had learned, "Don't Be Afraid." The viewers started commenting on their performance style while Taeyoon concentrated on observing, the distance is a bit. A while later, he whispered in his heart, "It seems like the tempo is a little slow too." Right at the climax, Hyun-hoon staggered again. And because he could not stand, he fell, and this shocked Hyun-sung. The audience below was also startled along with him. Even Taeyoon was startled by this unexpected situation. Hyun-hoon could not continue performing for a moment because he was ashamed and shouted in his heart, "Fell." After all, he had to work hard to stand up. At the same time, Hyun-sung also turned his head to look at the other party. Hyun-hoon stepped up to Taeyoon's spot and asked the other party, "Are you okay?" He blankly replied, "His ankle seems to be severely sprained." Luckily, he was performing with a person who had the ability to control the stage, so Hyun-sung stepped up and whispered in Hyun-hoon's ear, "It is different from the past, Hyun-hoon." Just like that, he helped the other party with a trembling body down the stage in Jung-jin's introduction. "Thank you, that was only one." Taeyoon was worried about them in his heart. If so, then he could not hide the tense expression on his face, and constantly asked himself in his heart, what will happen next? Then Jung-jin stepped onto the stage to continue his work. "Did you guys like only one's powerful performance? We will start voting for the ranking right now." She was worried about the voting results, so she muttered in her heart, "Someone is injured, vote for the ranking in this situation." She looked at the phone screen and hesitated to make her choice. She analyzed the performance before choosing, although he made a mistake. But, because the quality of it is pretty good, if it is B it should be okay. Everyone can see that it is not A. Hyun-sung has prepared a lot, he must be sad. Right when she heard the whispers of two of her friends nearby, first she said, "Let us give A." She immediately agreed, "That is right, if they can't get first place because of a member's mistake then it is too unfair." Seeing her friend have the same thoughts as her, she excitedly shouted, "To be honest, is not this dance cool this time?" She smiled brightly and replied, "That is right, especially the dance break." She heard this and sighed, muttering to herself, "Are these people kidding me? If so, then only one will be in first place." She swiped to the C choice and told herself, "Everyone can see that Siren did well. If they do not get first place, then it is too unfair." After a while, the results were available, so Jung-jin loudly announced, "The number of votes has been tallied. Please Siren step onto the stage." Taeyoon at this time whispered to himself, "Can we be ranked in order?" A while later, he also invited his group, "Next, please go to only one seats." Hearing this, Taeyoon shouted in his heart, "Only one is the middle seat." As soon as Hyun-sung's group stepped onto the stage, the reporters continuously took pictures and said, "Guys, look here a little." Their actions made him feel dissatisfied and told himself, doing fan service at this time. And when Hyun Sung's and Taeyoon's eyes met, he was a little surprised and thought, he is completely different when standing on stage. After a few seconds, Taeyoon turned his face away. What comes will come. At this time Jung Jin held the result paper in front and said, all the teams have gathered, now I am holding the ranking chart in my hand. As soon as he heard this, he turned to look at his teammates, and found that everyone was tense and blankly muttered to himself, everyone is very tense, huh? Taeyoon decided to ask everyone directly, do you guys think we will be in first place? He was more self-satisfied and muttered to himself, of course, we completed the stage better than what we practiced. Dong-jun smiled brightly and implicitly acknowledged that he was not as good as the opponent, but the opponent is only one. Taeyoon read the other party's thoughts and started sweating thinking, this is a big deal, these Hyungs really think like that. But then he also understood the reason why they thought so. Hyungs, it turns out you still do not know the ecosystem of this place. And then Taeyoon accidentally saw a post online. Why are you treating Kan Hyun Sung like this? Kan Hyun Sung, I won't lose this time, I won't be fooled, God will vote for me. Taeyoon, after understanding part of the story, secretly uttered a truth, there are many bad things in the program. After wandering online for a while, he accidentally saw another post. Explanation about editing, select your idol. Hello, I would like to send a direct apology for causing controversy related to the editing of Select Your Idol. In addition, he also knew what he did online and muttered to himself. Hyun Sung has created a solid fandom for himself, and below the post there were also some comments about him. Hyun Sung, you can do it, I only have you, please show friendship. Finally, Taeyoon confirmed one thing, he is not someone who will easily collapse just because of a mistake like this, especially if it is not your own fault. Taeyoon waited for the official results and muttered in his heart, it is no wonder the Hyungs are looking forward to the number 1 position, it means, we are very confident on stage, but he did not want to brush off everyone's efforts and told himself, we have prepared very hard, I hope everyone does not disappoint the Hyungs. Because of the drama of the show, Jung Jin stopped for a long time before speaking, now I will announce the ranking, the order is a bit regrettable, 5th place is. He was still hoping that his group would be called, if that is the case, our name will be called now. A few minutes later, he quickly read the name, one by one. Jung Jin read the group name with excitement. The next 4th place is Lemoninu, 3rd place is Bless You, congratulations. Not hearing his group's name, Taeyoon worriedly swallowed and thought, my prediction is wrong, could it be like this? He suddenly had random thoughts, is it because I came all the way here, strange, and I also want to be in 1st place. Here, Jung Jin also agreed to announce the remaining positions. There are only 2 highest ranks left. He deliberately spoke slowly to make everyone nervous. I will announce it right away. Hyun Sung's expression was also looking forward to his group getting a high position. Taeyoon was no different from him, the tension on his face could not be hidden. Jung Jin showed excitement when announcing, the honorary number 1 position is. Reading to that point, he suddenly stopped causing everyone's hearts to beat in unison. Even Taeyoon's heart was beating non-stop. Finally Jung Jin agreed to announce, only 1. This result made Do Sung disappointed, 2nd place, so that is it. Lee Woon was more optimistic when he sighed in response. I was really looking forward to it, too bad. Yeon Hoon smiled brightly and excitedly participated in the discussion with everyone. Even so, we did very well, from 5th place to 2nd place. Although he did not say it, he implicitly acknowledged in his heart, sure enough, 1st place is a bit too much. But then Jung Jin's words that followed made Taeyoon startled, it is not over here. He loudly invited everyone at this time, everyone, please look ahead. Just like that, the overall score chart was projected for everyone to see. Only One and Siren both have an average score of 90, Bless You has an average score of 80. According to the results chart, Jung Jin happily said, only One and Siren. Then he shouted loudly, tie for 1st place, congratulations, Yeon Hoon. Lee Woon ran to hug him and shouted in surprise, really? Taeyoon could not hide the horror on his face, and kept shouting in his heart, we are in 1st place. While Dong Jun patted Yeon Hoon, he looked at him and cried, Taeyoon, they said we are in 1st place. This result did not satisfy Hyun Sung, so he was completely stunned for a few seconds. Hyun Sung was clenching his fist in his hand as if to restrain the anger in his heart. A few seconds later, Jung Jin loudly made the final announcement, we would like to conclude the public performance round 1 here. We sincerely thank all of you for being with us. Seeing Taeyoon's group hugging and celebrating, he loudly reminded, the idols please wait on stage. We only have to switch the theme and arrange the order for the next mission. Hearing this, he turned to look at the other party while Do Sung kept saying, I still can't believe we are in 1st place. And Yeon Hoon praised the whole group. Everyone worked hard. Right at this time, they heard footsteps walking towards them. The person who came was Hyun Sung. Moreover, he seemed to be friendly and greeted, "I watched your stage." Hyun-sung smiled brightly and praised, "Really good. I did not expect you to be able to show blue in that way." But then he changed his attitude and started provoking them. Watching it made me feel like I was slapped really hard. Hearing this, Taeyoon uncomfortably muttered to himself, "What is this guy?" Even so, he did not deny the efforts of the whole group. "It is true that you guys prepared very hard." He heard this and muttered in his heart again, "Perhaps because I followed only one's footsteps before coming back, I can understand his expression, this expression." He looked straight into Hyun-sung's eyes and whispered in his head, "It is clearly hostility." Taeyoon knew the hidden meaning inside the sentence but pretended not to know and smiled brightly. "Thank you, Sunbi's yellow is also very impressive." He smiled and replied, "Thank you." Hyun-hoon suddenly appeared and asked the other party, "Sunbae, is Hyun-hoon okay?" Hyun-sung honestly replied to the other party, "It is okay, it is not too serious an injury." So he excitedly replied, "Thank goodness." Not wanting to linger any longer, he turned around and walked away and said, "Then see you later." Although Hyun-sung had left, he still tried to listen to what they were saying about him. At the same time, Hyun-hoon loudly praised him, "Sunbae looks even more handsome up close." Taeyoon secretly glanced at Hyun-sung and also pretended to chime in, "That is right." Then he whispered to himself, "The program that they will monopolize the first position, we have intervened and gained attention, they probably won't sit still to let us run wild." Immediately after that, they still had to continue filming. At this time Jung Jin was still the host. "Start filming, the showcase 2 has ended, let us hear the thoughts in order." Hyun-hoon stood up to speak on behalf of the team, then Lemoninu, "We will have better results next time, then to bless you, thank you for cheering for the group." Hyun-sung was the representative of his name, "Thank you for the support beyond my expectations." Taking advantage of this, he did not forget to sarcastically say about Taeyoon's team, "When watching Siren's stage, I thought that we had not analyzed the color yellow deeply enough." He was below and looked at Hyun-sung with uncomfortable eyes and grumbled in his heart, praising his team so bluntly. He is deliberately looking down to see the reaction of the fans. Taeyoon looked at the other party's smug expression and thought to himself, if not then. At this time, he suddenly had some far-fetched thoughts, giving up the only top mode neatly, he thinks it is better to follow the opponent's feelings. A few minutes later, Jung Jin also invited Taeyoon's team. "Finally, we will listen to Siren's thoughts," and Hyun-hoon spoke first, "Thank you very much for giving us the highest achievement. In the future we will bring more great stages, please always follow us." He said with a very happy expression, "We will work really hard." Here, Jung Jin also praised all 5 teams. "Yes, all 5 teams have worked hard." Na-hyun also spoke to mention the theme in round 2, "So let us announce the theme of round 2. She seemed excited when announcing the theme in round 2, "The theme of round 2, your showcase, prepare a stage with the opponent's team's song." This theme made Lee Woon show an unbelievable expression and shout, "What?" Taeyoon was a little surprised but he had anticipated this situation in his heart. Sure enough, the theme has changed. On the other hand, in his heart he also knew what this theme would contain. This theme appears in a situation where you can only perform on 2 stages. The production team's goal this time is to build a forced lineup overtly. After that, Jung Jin made another announcement, "There's a stage that the opponent team wants to take, those of you who are watching this program." And his next words made Taeyoon stop, "Now you can take it right away." Hyun-sung showed determination on his face, and was thinking in his heart, right now. Taeyoon was also secretly comparing his team with other teams. "If I think about the quality of the stage then it is definitely only one." Just like that, he thought about the direction of the competition. "If I want to get into the rankings then I have to do better than only one. If I do not do well then we will be criticized by the fans." While thinking, Dong-jun ran to hug him and whispered in his ear, "Taeyoon, do you have any ideas?" Before he could speak, Hyun-hoon had answered instead, "Our Maknae is an idea bank." In addition, Taeyoon noticed that he was looking at him and was surprised and thought, "Hyun-sung." He felt confused when the other party kept looking at him and thought, "When did he look over here?" Finally, he also discovered that Hyun-sung was looking at him and Taeyoon showed a surprised expression. In addition, Hyun-hoon deliberately asked him, "So you want to perform only one stage?" Taeyoon laughed loudly in response, "What are you talking about?" Dong-jun hugged him and teased, "Are you pretending that it is not? It is so obvious." Hyun-hoon returned to the main issue, "So do you have any other ideas?" He pretended to hold his head and said, "What about you guys?" Lee Woon thought and replied, "If I only look at the stage then definitely." Before he could finish his sentence, Taeyoon interrupted, "No matter which stage you choose, it won't be easy." In addition, in his heart he also secretly made a guess, "Everyone looks hesitant, you probably have similar thoughts." A while later, Jung Jin loudly asked the competing teams again, "If everyone has decided, we will take the time to choose the stage." The matter happened so fast that Taeyoon turned around with a look of panic and thought, "Wait, Why is it so fast? According to the program's plan, Jung Jin continued to make the next announcement. We will give you the right to choose an order on the stage, so Siren and only one choose. Yun Hoon did not have time to react, so he panicked and said, wait a minute. Out of options, he had to honestly answer, it seems that Team Siren has not decided yet. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Hyun Sung immediately played the hero by actively choosing first. If it is okay, can we choose first? Jung Jin naturally agreed, team only one, have you thought of a stage yet? He answered very confidently, yes, we have. However, Hyun Sung still tried to answer hesitantly to make the opposing team more worried. Only one, we. Hyun Sung glanced around and spoke, we will sing Sirens when we were us. Yun Hoon scratched his head worriedly. I knew that only one had noticed Siren, but I did not think they would specify us right here. On this side, Taeyun was full of calculations. Are you planning to declare war on me? Suddenly his face changed. If you consider the public's assessment in the near future, for us that is a great choice. Seconds later, he turned to look at Yun Hoon. How about we choose the stage at only one's live meeting? The other party replied with his eyes. If it is a live meeting stage. You mean traitor, right? Yun Hoon nodded in response. Great. Next to him, Dong Jun laughed and said, I agree, we have also chosen. Hyun Sung glanced at the other party. Siren has also chosen a song. I am looking forward to it. I wonder which song you chose. Then he asked Yun Hoon, so what song are you choosing? Yun Hoon hesitated to answer, yes, we. Then he confidently spoke, we will perform only one's traitor. At this time Hyun Sung's eyes stopped. After the end of the song, Lee Woon's group bowed in unison. Everyone worked hard. Everyone worked hard. On this side, the MC rang out, Siren and only one, wait a moment, we will decide the performance order. The MC's voice was very loud. All the film crew will go out, just host the program comfortably. That sentence made Do Sung suspicious. What, are they telling us to decide for ourselves? He put his hand on his head, we have to pay attention to the broadcast editing more. The MC asked, you Siren want to arrange the order like what? Hyun Sung crossed his arms and spoke, have you guys thought of an order yet? Do Sung was full of worry. I still have not talked to you. It seems everyone has the same thoughts. At this time Yun Hoon spoke to suggest, Woon and Do Sung, how do you want to arrange the order? Both of them thought to themselves, that is right, it is better to let the two people who decorate the stage talk. Suddenly Lee Woon spoke that, I think it would be better for us to be a little further back. Those words made Do Sung panic. Oh my god, we are standing in front of the camera, so we can't talk properly. The two of them locked eyes. Both of them were very ambitious people on stage. The actions of the two people were also very in sync, although he is usually very gentle, but when practicing Woon also becomes as strict as everyone else. Even in his work, Do Sung was still very careful. Let us redo this part. When recording, Do Sung both directed and checked every syllable of every word. The line of thought rang out looking at the two people. Why are these two ambitious people looking at each other like that? Taeyun silently observed. Suddenly Do Sung spoke, can we go last? Taeyun thought to himself, now is not the time to step back. Suddenly someone called him, hey, Bang Taeyun, wait a minute. Taeyun opened his mouth, if Siren performs last then. Hyun Sung turned to ask the other party, why do you want to perform last? Taeyun answered without hesitation, because this is the third time, so next time I want to perform last, Siren then. Hyun Sung immediately replied, didn't you perform last at the fan meeting? Taeyun nodded slightly, yes that is right, but I want to do it again, I think I can do better this time. Suddenly a footstep appeared. Hyun Sung stepped closer, is it very hard for only one to perform last? His eyes were full of disgust, we also want that, we can also do better. Taeyun lowered his head and thought, sure enough, it is not easy to step back. Suddenly Yun Hoon spoke to interrupt, then let us play rock paper scissors to decide. The three of them looked at each other, alright, okay. The two sides started playing rock paper scissors, rock paper scissors. Yun Hoon cheered loudly, 1. The two Hyun Sung looked at the remaining group. At this time he turned away, then Siren will perform last. Taeyun thought, he is easier to accept than I thought, or is it because he is standing in front of the camera? At this time Do Sung spoke, let us open. Kim Simon quickly added, alright, it is better to quickly meet the fans. Taeyun slightly glanced, so it is the opening. He looked towards Hyun Sung, not only Kang Hyun Sung but the members also have confidence in their abilities. On the other side, he was busy talking, which group is second? Someone's voice rang throughout the room, Luminina seems good, let us do it like that, next is. After finishing one of the members stretched, oh so tired. Yun Hoon complained, the manager said if you are tired then go back first, can someone go up and get the car keys? I will drive for you. The remaining three were a little tired, cheer up. Suddenly Taeyun spoke, I will go get it, everyone rest. Lee Won smiled and replied, "Thank you, Taeyun." On this side Taeyun quietly moved. Suddenly a footstep appeared. He quickly turned his head to look. Hyun Sung appeared, "Still have not left." Taeyun was full of surprise. Kan Hyun Sung. He was polite. "Yes, I am preparing to leave. Sanbei has not left yet." Hyun Sung was silent. Meeting when there is no camera is a little inconvenient. Suddenly he opened his mouth. "About the video participating on your group's side. Can you explain what happened?" Taeyun blankly asked back, "Explain what?" Hyun Sung started speaking carefully. At exactly the same time with the same video, even if it is a coincidence, is not it very strange? He asked Taeyun, "Do you know anyone at our company?" Hearing this, Taeyun was a little worried. I did not expect that he would ask so directly. He quickly explained, "It is just a coincidence. Please do not misunderstand." Suddenly the other party stepped forward. He stepped back. Taeyun's eyes became fearful. Hyun Sung held Taeyun's shoulder. "The floor is very slippery." He leaned close to the other party's ear. "Just go wrong one step and you will fall into the bottomless abyss." He carefully reminded, "Walk carefully." Taeyun silently looked at the other party. He brushed the other party's arm down. He reminded the other party, "Sanbei also has to be careful. You know how difficult this place is to get to." Hyun Sung looked at the other party. He raised his voice, "You registered to participate in the program to win, right?" Taeyun thought in his heart, "This game only revolves around only one. The other groups participate only to receive recognition, but we are not like that." He clenched his hand. "Just recognition is not enough." Then he said firmly, "Yes, I think I will win." Hyun Sung silently listened. "I must save Do Sung Hyun. Alright, let us work hard together." On this side Dong Jun was happily telling, "Today you saw the audience's reaction, right? I just threw the ball and they shouted." Yun Hoon added, "I still remember that moment." He said with a hopeful voice, "I hope that there will be days like this in the future too." Taeyun replied, "That is for sure." Lee Woon at this time spoke, "What should we do with the next stage?" Dong Jun spoke very seriously. The original song in Only One's debut was a song by Right Sunbae. Lee Woon replied, "Right, that is right. The song edited also expresses its feelings very well." He asked the other party, "We also have to edit it right?" Dong Jun coldly replied, "I am quite worried because that is a strong concept, but I think we should do it." Then he kept thinking, the song Traitor, the song that was chosen is one of the popular songs of the K-pop world. He remembered the image of Hyun Sung. It is probably because the MV is a post-apocalyptic genre with a sci-fi atmosphere in the near future. Only One also shows a cyberpunk stage that is not much different. Then he turned to look at the two Taeyun and Lee Woon talking. If we want the original song to become lively, then we also have to bring the SF atmosphere. Taeyun pointed to the screen. "This dance break is very long," Lee Woon replied. "Liven up the sound of iconic." Later the three of them flopped onto the bed. Dong Jun spoke. "Today we performed already, so let us think about the rest tomorrow. Goodbye." Taeyun comforted. Everyone worked hard. Suddenly he turned to look at Yun Hoon. Suddenly the other party startled and spoke. "Young Yun Hoon, no, I am not asleep." Taeyun quickly replied, "You guys are probably tired, so let us get blankets and go to sleep." Yun Hoon laughed and spoke, "How about that?" Suddenly Dong Jun interrupted, "Take this, hamburger." Taeyun quickly reminded, "Hey Park Dong Jun, if you keep doing that then I will make you sleep outside." Dong Jun puffed air and replied, "I will obediently listen." Everyone quickly fell asleep. Suddenly Taeyun woke up. He looked at the other party. Young Yun Hoon has already fallen asleep. He gently stepped closer to the other party. Probably because he has been sleeping less recently. How will the Hyungs complete the schedule in the future? Taeyun yawned, "I am starting to feel sleepy too." But then he covered himself with a blanket and looked at his phone. "Even so, I also have to find more concepts and lyrics before I can sleep." Suddenly an arm reached out and poked his head. Taeyun spoke, "Young Dong Jun, what are you doing if you are not sleeping?" Dong Jun motioned. Taeyun silently looked at the other party. The door quickly opened and was closed. Someone's voice rang out outside. Young Yun Hoon did not wake up right. Lee Woon laughed and replied, "Don't worry, even if someone carries him away he will still sleep like the dead." Taeyun quickly asked, "Why are we going out?" Dong Jun laughed and spoke, "Bang Taeyun, have you forgotten?" Lee Woon shook his head and replied, "So disappointing." Taeyun blinked his eyes lightly. Suddenly a bell rang. Yun Hoon woke up and rubbed his eyes. "Guys, it is morning, wake up." He glanced around blankly. Why is no one here? Then he looked at the phone screen. He was startled and panicked. It is that time. He quickly ran down the bed. Yun Hoon grabbed the hat. "I woke up late." He quickly put on his shirt. When did those kids leave? When he got to the door, he remembered, where are the socks? He frantically hurried, quick, quick. Suddenly his face froze. In front of him was the group organizing a surprise birthday. Lee Woon spoke, "We have been discovered." Dong Jun laughed and replied, "There is no other way, just deploy it." Yun-hoon stood silently before everyone's wishes. Happy birthday Yun-hoon Hyung. The night sky full of stars appeared with a crescent moon full of poetry. Suddenly someone spoke. It is Yun-hoon Hyung's birthday. Tae-yoon unexpectedly asked back the other party. Weren't we planning to do it on the 28th or what? But the other quickly replied immediately. The meaning has already been too clear. Doing it early is more surprising. Dong-jun enthusiastically threw his arm over the chair and said, it was a surprise birthday party for Woo Yun-hoon. He happily imagined the scene of Yun-hoon crying joyfully when receiving their cake. If it is Yun-hoon Hyung, then he would probably cry because of the emotion. Lee-woon found it reasonable, so he tilted his head and looked up at the ceiling pensively. What should I prepare? First is the cake. Hearing that, Do-sung interrupted immediately. Do you know what flavor he likes? Tae-yoon nearby immediately answered, fresh cream cake. Seeing him answer while looking at his phone, everyone already had a feeling. Really? How do you know that? Tae-yoon did not answer, but in his head he remembered his excited appearance when passing the cake shop, because every time when passing the cake shop he could not maintain his composure. Yun-hoon would press himself against the glass door and shout, Tae-yoon, look at that cake. But every time Tae-yoon also had to remind him, you have to lose weight. Tae-yoon also took the opportunity to tell everyone in the group information about the birthday cake. I have tried to contact the cake shop that he likes. They said they will prepare it in the morning. So let us go pick it up. Lee-woon seemed to be used to him taking care of everything himself, so he laughed it off. Great, then let us write the message scroll too. Dong-jun also agreed unreservedly. Too perfect. After that, everyone immediately started writing the scroll to leave messages for Yun-hoon. Don't look at other people's, someone else spoke. Okay. Dong-jun secretly looked at Do-sung's scroll and smirked. Does Do-sung Hyung know how to use that word? Sure enough, he was poked right at his heart, so he jumped up. Hey. Finally that day had come. While Tae-yoon was trying to stick the sign with the birthday greeting, something happened. It is very happy to be planned to organize a birthday party like this. But even Do-sung and Lee-woon, one was carrying the birthday cake and the other was lighting the candles, also had to sweat buckets, different from what we expected. Immediately after that, the candle on the number 23 was blown out by the wind, signaling something not very happy. And sure enough, outside of their expectations, Yun-hoon had appeared while they had not completed the preparations. He woke up earlier than expected. Dong-jun was still stunned. His head was wearing a birthday hat, and he was tightly popping fireworks streamers. We are done for. However, their idol skills managed to turn the situation around. In this critical situation, all you need is a confident smile. Just like that, Dong-jun and everyone smiled broadly and said, Not expecting this. Seconds later the group was arguing before Yun-hoon's blank, astonished, surprised face. See, I told you to do it faster. But this person did not accept the other, so the room suddenly filled with excuses. Right at this time he suddenly burst out laughing. If the candles do not burn, then what can we do? The next second, Yun-hoon had laughed extremely happily before the scene. Tae-yoon always froze. He is laughing, huh? Do-sung also agreed. What tears? After that Yun-hoon calmly asked back. What is this? He wiped his tears while questioning the whole group. When did you guys prepare these things? Next, the moment that no one expected was when Yun-hoon suddenly burst into tears of joy. Even the cake is the flavor that I like. He also teased the whole group. It seems like you guys have never used message scrolls before. As soon as the words fell, Yun-hoon quickly ran to them. Next, he hugged the first person, who was Tae-yoon, tightly. He was hugged so suddenly that he opened his eyes wide in surprise. Then Yun-hoon thanked his teammates. Everyone's faces were very joyful and excited. Thank you everyone. But Yun-hoon was still hugging Tae-yoon, so later he tightened his hug on him. Really, thank you. After the hug, Yun-hoon now realized one thing. Right at that time someone went into the room. But my birthday is on February 29th. Why did you guys prepare early? Tae-yoon quickly answered immediately. I think now we do not have time. Yun-hoon guessed right away. No wonder. It is because we have to practice for the stage. Lee-woon quickly cut in. Yesterday we looked at Tae-yoon's idea sketch together very excitedly. It was really interesting. Do-sung also continued. If you saw it, then you would choose this. Dong-jun heard that and announced the date immediately. We will practice for the next 2 weeks, so please prepare. Yun-hoon looked at them with surprise and curiosity and suspicion. What exactly is it? While everyone was excitedly discussing, Tae-yoon suddenly smiled silently. Then he quickly spoke with a very sinister expression. It is space opera. Yun-hoon quickly repeated in an extremely surprised voice. Space opera? He handed the phone with that concept image to him to see. This is a science fiction genre with the setting as the universe. Usually it is created by adding CGI with a lot of capital. This is a genre with high difficulty, so it is very difficult to try, if we pass the practice stage. This will be a stage that can compete with only one. Yun-hoon watched and scratched his neck and commented, he is sweating a little. this dance is too hard, can we do it in a short time? Taeyun was also a little worried, but he silently observed his expression. I am a little worried, even if he is worried then there is no other way. Then he emphasized to everyone again, the opponent is only one. The image of Hyun Sung singing diligently appeared, if we want to win the group that has formed a solid fandom. Taeyun encouraged everyone, but it seems Hyun still can't be confident, we have to use our strength to show it. Accordingly, someone put their hand on his shoulder and called, Hyun. Lee Woon gently smiled and said to Hyun, I will be by your side to support everyone. He on the contrary was extremely excited to try to challenge himself even more, let us try it once. Do Sung also put his hands on his hips and happily chimed in, praising made Hyun embarrassed, right, you dance well too. So a pair of people who supported each other had appeared, light body and dances very well. These words made him not know how to reply. Why are you praising me so much? After that, Do Sung started babbling non-stop again, outstandingly beautiful visual, very good voice. Up to here Hyun was already super embarrassed, so he gently yelled. Enough. Right at this time Taeyun turned to look at Dong Jun, stop it. Recognizing that his eyes were fixed on him, Dong Jun turned around immediately. Seeing him also do the action of twisting his body like him, Dong Jun became excited. Taeyun, you are also warming up. Taeyun quickly answered, yes, we have to practice quickly. With a sixth sense that was extremely deep, Dong Jun in the blink of an eye had guessed what Taeyun would do next. You will practice very hard from today, right? Sure enough, he answered exactly as Dong Jun predicted. We can't not work hard if we want to perform all the moves. Seeing him serious and hardworking like that, Dong Jun could not help but feel a little threatened, but he still reconciled and teased, you probably stayed up all night last night. However, Taeyun was indeed sharp no less. He thought before answering again, even if you pretend then you still expect it. Taeyun was pensive while remembering his innocent smile. Because he is the most sincere person among us, even if the dance or song is too difficult, he is probably the type of person who is more competitive before difficulties like this. After all, Taeyun had decided not to answer anymore and turned to call everyone in the group, then let us start practicing. Just like that someone had quickly replied yes. So the group started practicing dancing first. First we have to finish all the practice sessions this week. And then they rested in between a little so that the members could recover their strength, although last night I told the Hyuns that I have to practice non-stop. Lee Woon quickly picked up the water bottle to drink as if he had not had a sip of water since he was born. But outside of the difficulties on stage, there was another problem that was about to hinder the work of practicing. Suddenly Hyun-hoon's phone suddenly rang because of a call from someone named Hyun-ah. Hyun-hoon has a phone call. He heard this and asked, what is wrong? Hyun-hoon quickly picked up the phone and his face lit up immediately, yes manager. His phone call attracted the attention of everyone in the practice room, yes. And then the next information made Hyun-hoon suddenly turn worried, film more. Next he discussed with the caller, then when can we practice? Lee Woon heard it, and was also extremely confused. Only Taeyun calmly looked at them, why suddenly like that? Hyun-hoon had just ended the call and told the group immediately, I heard that next week we will have to film a variety show game in the studio. Dong Jun wearily complained, what can I say? Lee Woon suddenly spoke to ask a very important question, when is the filming time? If it is a variety show game then we play for about 3 hours huh? But the answer from Hyun-hoon made the whole group panic, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. He also added another sentence with a quite confused face, depending on the situation, it may be extended even more. Lee Woon and Do Sung also opened their mouths wide next to him, what? Finally the problem had appeared, the whole group started making a fuss again, then it is the whole day, what can we do? But Taeyun only remained silent in a corner. There is no way the TV station cares about the schedules of the actors. Currently the work is quite urgent, now there is not much time left, so he confirmed with everyone immediately, how is everyone's health? Do Sung and Lee Woon simultaneously turned to look at him. It is okay, what is wrong? Hearing it, Taeyun had made a decision himself, run with all our strength, he announced to everyone, today we will say goodbye to sleep. A car was speeding down the highway, suddenly someone spoke, oh my. Sung-yeon, as she unbuckled her seatbelt, said, is it okay to come this early in the morning? Lee Hyun-ah agreed with this opinion, she frowned and exclaimed. That is right, the members are probably still sleeping. But when they got out of the car, Sung-yeon noticed that the room lights were still on, the lights in the practice room are still on, could they be practicing until now? Inside the room, the melody of the song was still ringing out. Both Taeyun and Hyun-hoon were diligently practicing dancing. Clearly they had heard the doorbell, but Lee Woon was hesitant to open it. Who is coming at this hour? Dong Jun next to him smiled brightly and laughed, maybe it is a ghost. Hyun-hoon was scared by his words, Park Dong Jun, do not say that. Only Taeyun was brave and said, I will go out and see, please turn off the music for me. Hyung's. Saying his doing, he quickly went out to open the door, and Ed. Taeyoon looked at the two people smiling brightly and full of vitality in front of him, Hyuna Nuna and Sungyeon Nuna, the managers. Suddenly he asked a very innocent question. Why did you guys come here? The other two immediately fell back. What are you saying? But then they still patiently explained to him again. I said that I would come pick you up at 5 a.m. today. These words made Taeyoon open his eyes wide in surprise. Today. Then he apologized immediately in a flurry. I am sorry, I forgot what day it is today. Yeon-hoon also hurried to speak. We will go back to the dormitory to shower, and come back immediately. Time passed, the moon was still high but the people had woken up. Suddenly someone spoke. Too bad. Do-sung walked and smiled as he said to Lee-woon, if we practice a little more we will be done. He answered with sleepy eyes, after filming, we will practice again. Taeyoon walked behind them and started to ponder again. It seems everyone thinks that there will be nothing special because this is just a supplementary filming. But the person who is at the head of the filming today will receive a big reward beyond expectations. And the image of Do-sung winking and filming a commercial appeared. It is the right to film a TV commercial, even though this is a short-term contract that only lasts for a month. But this is a good opportunity to increase recognition. Suddenly, a light flashed through his head. System notification. Unexpected mission. Next, a series of notifications appeared before his eyes. Prevent Park Young-ho of the group, only one from withdrawing. Receive part of the ability to control insight upon success. The system did not forget to threaten Taeyoon with the last word. If it fails, then the showcase C will be banned. His face turned pale. The program will be ruined. Turning to another place, Hyun-sung was sitting in the room very peacefully, and looking at his phone. Suddenly someone started talking to another person, but he glanced over to eavesdrop. Young-ho, are you okay? The other person asked him, but Yeon-hoon was still sitting hunched over in the chair. It is not because you practiced too hard, is it? He gently answered, yes, I am okay. Someone called his name, but Yeon-hoon jumped up startled and scared. Park Young-ho. Hyun-sung was talking to others but like he was ordering, today you take a break from the filming, but Yeon-hoon refused. He tried to argue, but I am okay, I am really not hurt at all. He ignored Yeon-hoon's plea and continued to interrogate, can you take responsibility if something accidentally happens? Then Hyun-sung continued to attack him, the shortcomings in your dance will only increase. Yeon-hoon could only brace himself to endure, but after that, Hyun-sung's words were like a decree, no one dared to stand up to defend him at all. Skipping one filming won't be a problem, so you rest, letting Yeon-hoon continue to call after him. But I can go film, I am really okay. Next, he stomped on the ground a few times as if he wanted to prove it to everyone. Look. Yeon-hoon forced a smile and said, I ran around and I was not hurt at all. The other teammates were also surprised by his recovery speed. What, are you really okay? While the others were admiring Yeon-hoon, Hyun-sung frowned angrily. Sure enough, the youngest member recovers quickly. In an instant, he approached before Yeon-hoon. Where did you put your plaster cast? He was questioned and looked away guiltily. It is in my room. Thinking that Hyun-sung had agreed to spare him, Yeon-hoon was full of energy. It is okay to not have the plaster. Huh? He hurriedly replied, yes, it is okay to not have it either. Without arguing any further, Hyun-sung turned and went, then go prepare, let us set off. Yeon-hoon could finally breathe a sigh of relief, yes. However, when he had just taken one step his right ankle throbbed. Yeon-hoon gritted his teeth and endured. He muttered to himself, I have to endure for the group. In another place, the dressing table was full of makeup. The artist had praised the group without end. Oh my. Why is everyone so handsome? Dong-jun, who was having his hair fixed, winked and joked with her. So I was ugly. Normally you are also handsome. But today it feels different. Another person was gossiping with Yeon-hoon. Did you lose weight? He also spoke softly. It seems like it. It was no less noisy at Lee-woon's place. Woon looks a little wild today. I thought you were a pure beauty. Do-sung was also being chatted with very readily. Do-sung is going to cut his hand off with his sharpness. He replied coldly, you are exaggerating. It was the turn of the last member who was Taeyoon. He was being teased but did not answer. Taeyoon, how can he be so cute? The artist was scared stiff by Taeyoon's face. Have you eaten your cute breakfast? He replied briefly, no, but she still had not given up. I will dab some powder on your whole face and it will be done. Then, however, Taeyoon kept his face as cold as ice, so she did not ask anything more. Yes. After that, the artist started working and the two did not talk at all, so the space became stagnant again. Taking advantage of this moment, Taeyoon thought a little about the person he needed to help next, Park Young-ho. He is 20 years old now, 1 year older than me. He is the youngest member of only one, and the main vocal of the group. Then Taeyoon tried to rummage through his memory of him. Even though I tried to remember the memories from when I came back to the past, he was not a member who withdrew because of the controversy. He was famous for his gentle and kind nature. Then the image of Yun Hoon professionally filming with his partner appeared. If so, then in the current situation there is only one reason that Park Young-ho is leaving. In just a blink of an eye, he had found the reason he had to leave the program. Accident during filming. The member who had once been injured in his ankle. The audience will be very angry if they know that the filming was done in that state. So Tae-yoon continued to think about the consequences and the solution in just a few seconds. There is enough reason to boycott. Today I have no choice but to film and watch over Park Young-ho. The artist finally finished working and encouraged everyone. The makeup is done, everyone film well. Time passed, the group had moved to the filming location in a pickup truck. The people who were filming and taking pictures there all turned to look at them. Yun Hoon was the first to step out of the car. He opened his mouth. Hello everyone, Siren has arrived. As soon as the cameraman saw him he ran to greet him warmly. The Siren boys have arrived. Then they quickly gave the mic to Yun Hoon. Lee Woon and Tae-yoon also appeared next to him. What do you guys think we will play today? Yun Hoon thought and hesitated to answer. Play a game. Stopping for a few seconds, then Yun Hoon looked to Tae-yoon like he thought of something. Then he smiled friendly and suggested, is there a lemon eating game? He heard this and jumped up. Hey, wait a minute, Young. Next, the cameraman laughed with Yun Hoon and the two were like that for a long time. We are done for. Dong Joon now appeared. He pointed at the two of them and then laughed happily with his mouth open. Yun Hoon shyly yelled, What? Why are you laughing? He then quickly replied. What is the lemon eating game? Only Tae-yoon at this time was silent. He was immersed in his own thoughts. How to decide the game. I think it is to play a game with the game in the first answer. Can I do well today? Lee Woon looked up towards the opposite door. He froze. This is it, right? Oh. Seeing the name of the room, Yun Hoon was almost numb. He hesitated to ask back. Today we are sharing the waiting room with only one. Meanwhile, Tae-yoon secretly cursed in his heart. Those damn TV station guys, they put us in the same room to stir up the competition. His eyes shifted to the group of Lee Woon. Oh my. Those who are easily excited. The person next to him opened his eyes in surprise. What do we do? What do we do? Right at this moment, the door suddenly opened. A body gradually appeared. As soon as they saw the other party, the group of Lee Woon was startled again. At this time Siwon smiled awkwardly. He politely greeted, You have arrived, hello? Seeing this, Yun Hoon stepped forward. He hesitated to open his mouth. Today we are sharing a waiting room, huh? Siwon nodded slightly while reaching out in one direction. Yes, that is right, please follow this way, excuse me. Suddenly a teenager appeared. He quickly bowed his head. Hello. The teenager turned in another direction. Hello everyone. Tae-yoon showed an expressionless face. He secretly admired in his heart. It feels like we are disturbing other people's waiting room. Yun Hoon shyly asked, These are the clothes we will wear this time. Siwon quickly confirmed. Yes, check the name and size and then change. He happily nodded. Thank you for letting us know. Later Yun Hoon reached out to touch the shirt. He could not help but feel a little confused. This is mine. Dong Joon immediately cut in. His tone half teasing half smug. I have the same size as him, Yun Hoon said while holding the shirt up to his chest to try. Isn't it too small? The others are all L, XL. Only the two of us are M. Tae-yoon showed a very serious face, but the content was not serious at all. You give your shirt to me and then shout bonsai. He mumbled in protest while trying on the shirt. What bonsai? Dong Joon happily oh-ed. Oh, it fits perfectly. He turned around and lamented as if his self-esteem had been seriously hurt. How humiliating. The first time I met Tae-yoon, he was as tall as me. He calmly launched a fatal blow. His voice was light but the mental damage. At that time I was still growing, but you were done growing. Yun Hoon replied dissatisfiedly. But I will grow taller even if I go to military service. Tae-yoon calmly asked, Haven't you reached the age to go to military service yet? He continued to turn around and avoid his eyes. His mouth constantly mumbled, Even so, I am still growing. Meanwhile Tae-yoon was lost in thought, thinking about it. At the same time Young-ho shyly turned to Siwon. What games are we playing today? He nodded slightly. I want to play something fun. His eyes stared at his leg. The suspicion was clear in his heart. He is not wearing a cast. The more Tae-yoon thought, the more confused he became. The injury is lighter than I thought. It is clearly to the point where he had to wear a cast. The question was released along with a deep frown on his face. If so then, what exactly is the reason why he has to withdraw? The director's voice rang out full of energy. We will start filming. The contestants please be ready. The group of people stood up at the same time. Let us go. Only seeing footsteps following one after another just like a train. Tae-yoon observed from afar. His eyes narrowed. He thought and muttered like he was convincing himself. It seems like there is no big problem when he walks. A whispering question rang out in his heart. Has it really fully recovered? Right at this moment, Young-ho's foot suddenly missed a step. Tae-yoon's eyes were fixed on the body trembling before his eyes. Don't tell me. He could not help but feel a little skeptical. He is enduring it. Taeyun kept asking questions. What exactly is it? Is he afraid of affecting the group? Thinking of this, he sighed helplessly. He is really an idiot. If he gets more injured here, the program might be affected. Taeyun unconsciously stepped closer, bending over to ask softly. His voice softened. Yan Ho Hyung. He asked worriedly, do you feel okay with today's filming? Hearing this, his face involuntarily stiffened. At the same time, Lee Woon turned around. He looked at the two with curious eyes. What are you suddenly saying? Taeyun calmly ignored it. He gently patted Yan Ho's shoulder. Looking from behind, I see your leg is still quite inconvenient. You are constantly sweating cold. Seeing his body trembling non-stop, he continued to ask, are you really okay? After a moment of silence, Yan Ho hastily denied, you must have seen wrong. I do not feel any pain at all. Then suddenly Yan Hoon ran closer from afar. He said worriedly, Yan Ho, if it hurts then do not overwork yourself. Right at this moment Taeyun's face became even more serious. He said loudly, that is right. If there is an athletic game then it is very dangerous. Lee Woon muttered in his throat. Actually, I also saw him stagger just now. At the same time Dong Jun worriedly approached. He did not forget to remind, don't let yourself get hurt. Our body is our greatest asset. Right at this moment Taeyun secretly observed his surroundings. He thought to himself, great. There are many people who are worried like this. If I pretend that it is not, then it is a little difficult. While waiting, what have the members of Only One been doing? Taeyun turned to look at the group of people who were silent. He was slightly stunned. Don't tell me they are not paying attention. Right at this moment Yan Ho frankly admitted. His tone was somewhat serious. Thank you guys for worrying about me. But I am really okay. It only hurts a little. It is not to the point where I can't film. Receiving the answer, Taeyun was even more helpless. Only hurts a little is what? Then he calmly made a suggestion. Then let me see your ankle for a bit, okay? Yan Ho was so shocked that he almost screamed. Without waiting for him to react, Taeyun suddenly reached his hand closer. If it hurts then tell me. As soon as Taeyun touched it, Yan Ho could not help but moan. He frowned slightly. Sure enough, his leg still has not stopped swelling. Taeyun showed a stern look. The situation seems a little serious. Hearing this, Hyun Sung rushed up from behind. What? The situation is serious. He almost screamed in his heart. Park Young Ho, why did not you say anything just now? Before a series of eyes, he lowered his head. His lips moved, unable to speak. That. At the same time, Taeyun quickly judged the situation. His eyes were fixed on the two. So it is Kan Hyun Sung. Kan Hyun Sung's existence is too big, so the other members can only look up to him. Moreover, because Park Young Ho made a mistake last time, he is even more dispirited. After a while of hesitating, he spoke with a trembling voice. Today we are only playing games, so I think it is okay. If something happens then I will tell you. Hyun Sung suddenly changed his tone of voice. Tell who, say it properly. Before his stern appearance, Yan Ho involuntarily trembled. He hesitated, unable to speak. That. Right at that moment a teenager worriedly stepped inside. He glanced around the room. Is something happening here? Yan Ho hastily denied. No, nothing at all. Taeyun suddenly stepped forward. There is a problem. I think Young Ho Hyung's ankle has not fully recovered. He said each word with emphasis. If it continues like this then it will affect the filming. Hearing this he worriedly turned to look at him. Your ankle hurts. Hyun Sung gave a cold look towards Yan Ho. Yes, the group's youngest member has not recovered from his injury. Seeing this the teenager continued. I understand, let me talk to the superiors. He continued to say, maybe Yan Ho can't participate in the filming. If a bigger accident happens then it would be difficult for us. Yan Ho leaned forward. He shouted decisively. I am really okay, I can do it. Before Yan Ho's firm appearance, Taeyun showed helplessness. With that state, what can you do? The teenager heard it and signaled. Then, if the pain becomes more serious, then you have to leave the set immediately. He answered without hesitation. Yes. Hearing it he turned around and sighed in frustration. His heart could not help but feel a little confused. Why is he so obsessed with filming? I understand the mood of wanting to make up for the mistakes. But, Taeyun's eyes once again fixed on Yan Ho, he asked himself, his own situation, he does not think it can cause bigger damage to the program. Taeyun frowned slightly. If I directly tell him to skip the filming then everyone will pay attention. He called Yan Ho softly. His voice was so low that it almost faded into the noise of the set. Yan Ho Hyung. Taeyun's eyes stopped on his face, more serious than usual. You have to be careful today. Yan Ho's face was slightly tense, his lips pressed tightly. He only replied with a low voice. The atmosphere suddenly became lively when someone laughed and said enthusiastically, what games are we playing today? Yun Hoon curiously asked quickly. Like shouting in the dark, or what? He nodded slightly while declaring, even if I do not know what it is, I definitely have to play. In another corner, Taeyun still could not take his eyes off Young Ho. He could not help but feel a little worried. Park Young Ho will definitely be injured. Why does this lead to a boycott? Min Young quickly stepped forward. Her voice was both worried and serious. I heard the news. If you feel unwell then tell me right away. Yang-ho forced a smile. I am sorry for making you worry. Tae-yoon was still secretly observing the two of them, how to treat Park Young-ho, even how to handle the accidents that can happen. At the same time the staff spoke to interrupt the conference. Or should I bring more cushions? Min Young nodded in agreement. Spread it out. Tae-yoon continued to monologue internally. There is nothing worth calling abuse of power. Meanwhile Yang-ho happily grabbed the water bottle. Thank you. Questions rang out in his head. Are there other variables at the film set? Whether the program is ruined or not does not matter. That thought quickly pulled up an image in Tae-yoon's head, like seasonal workers for example. He slightly tilted his head, making a very small sound, like a reflex when a feeling of unease suddenly rose. Tae-yoon's nape became cold. He looked suspiciously in one direction. It looks like someone just looked at me. The director's voice rang out. Kyung-jun, I said to use the tripod already, right? He hastily replied, yes, I am coming. Tae-yoon stood still for a beat and then asked himself, am I imagining it? After a long time, everyone started to arrange the objects in the room. Only seeing the teenager exert all his strength to lift the large table. Returning to Tae-yoon, he held his head and complained, everyone is suspicious. The director's voice rang out, pulling Tae-yoon back to reality. Start filming. Right at that moment Kyung-jun once again turned to look at him from behind. He hurriedly opened his phone. Time is passing too quickly, should I just click randomly? As soon as he opened the phone, a line of text hit Kyung-jun straight in the eye. Random stuff. Working part-time at the TV station is too tiring. I wanted to meet a celebrity in real life but they only make people work. Anonymous 1, who told you to do it? Anonymous 2, of course they have to make you work. What is so surprising? Anonymous 3, so it is a whole forest of celebrities. Huh, he was secretly angry. These people look down on others too much, huh? If I were to say that I have seen Kang Hyun-sung, they would pounce on me like a pack of hungry tigers. Let us see what it is like to see Kang Hyun-sung in real life. It is not that Kang Hyun-sung is talking about being neglected, this is more accurate. Then suddenly the manager shouted, Kyung-jun, bring the tripod here. He hurriedly turned around. Yes, coming now. His inner self almost screamed, startled me. Those people did not see me taking pictures just now, right? I can't be fired for leaking information at the set. In that moment, Kyung-jun's eyes accidentally shifted, outside of Kang Hyun-sung. He is a member who has never been known. The group name is Siren, right? Because he is an idol his visuals are also good. Even so, I am still better than these kids. Then he moved his eyes towards Tae-yoon. Bang, what is his name? Kyung-jun could not help but admire. Isn't Kang so and so cooler? There is a difference between handsome and pretty. After a while of observing, he continued to shift the direction, the other members then. Anyway, in those two teams, there will be someone who wins. While he was focusing on evaluating, a piercing scream rang out, Kyung-jun. The manager kept scolding. Why do not you have any brains when you work? I told you to put it in the center already. He hunched over continuously, his mouth mumbling non-stop, yes, I am sorry. He took a step forward with dissatisfaction, seriously. Alright, let me do it. Kyung-jun glanced at the manager, he sighed secretly in his heart. Oh, lecturing again. The atmosphere suddenly changed when Na-hyun stepped forward. Her cheerful voice rang out, attracting everyone's attention to the stage. Now, the prize for the winning team today is... Kyung-jun's eyes immediately lit up when he saw Na-hyun appear. He quietly sighed. It is Na-hyun. I heard she is the MC this time. She is so beautiful. I want to take a picture with her. A sneaky thought flashed through Kyung-jun's head. I probably won't get caught, huh? What program gathers the failed idols, is extremely awesome, and then reveals such intense information. Thinking of this he smirked. If I film something then, I can definitely please the people online. Meanwhile Kyung-jun's unusual actions had caught Tae-yoon's attention. Returning to the stage, Jung-jin smiled professionally, bowed to the camera, and said clearly, Hello everyone, today I would like to send my greetings to you in a place that is not the stage. Na-hyun cut in to add, You must be very curious to know what the prize for the first place team is. She quickly announced the prize. It is the right to appear in King's Cola's commercial. The words had just finished when Dong-jun's eyes immediately changed. We will get to film a commercial. Na-hyun's voice was still ringing out evenly. The first game is... The name of the game rang out decisively. Speed lemon eating. Not stopping there, Na-hyun continued to explain. This is a game of friendship along with agility. 5 people eat 5 lemons in order is the goal. Yun-hoon stared blankly at the plate of lemons. On the table, really eating lemons. Before the lively atmosphere, Jung-jin glanced around. Which group wants to play first? Tae-yoon's face darkened. Thoughts flashed through his head. The main character of only one has been strengthened in the past life. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is all thanks to this commercial. Because the goal is to compete stably with only one, we must win this time. Right now what Siren needs is recognition. After a moment of silence, Taeyun unexpectedly raised his arm high before Jung Jin's surprised eyes. He emphasized his name with an excited voice, then Taeyun will play first. Lee Woon blankly watched his back Taeyun. Taeyun spun around, he declared loudly, "Don't worry, Youngs, I will eat all 5 of them." Yun Hoon was both surprised and flustered. What are you saying? What have you put in your stomach all morning?" Seeing this, Lee Woon made a suggestion, "Then everyone eats 1 lemon." Right at this moment Jung Jin's voice rang out again, preparing the lemons. He could not hide his surprise when he saw Taeyun eating at a frightening speed. "Taeyun, what is wrong? He is eating lemons with super speed." Jung Jin almost screamed, "Just now he has already eaten 2.5 all by himself." The Hyungs immediately stopped him, their voices full of worry. "No way, Taeyun, do not eat anymore." The call to stop from Dong Jun rang out urgently. "Stop, Taeyun, you have to leave some for us to eat too." After a long time, the results were quickly announced. Siren, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, the winner of the first game is Siren. Not stopping there, Jung Jin continued to introduce the second game. The second game is listening to background music and guessing the song. Du Sung mumbled in his throat. It seems to be a song from the 70s and 80s. Dong Jun held his head tightly, his mouth complaining non-stop. "Oh, I can't remember." Suddenly Taeyun's eyes darkened before the familiar melody. He stood up abruptly, his hand raised signaling, "Bang Taeyun, answer, I am an arrow's sad painting." Taeyun stood up again, "Answer, Kim Nam Kyung's warm boy." "Answer, Hyun Young's ironic time." Before the group's confused mix with surprised eyes, he still talked non-stop, "Bang Taeyun, answer, Bang Taeyun, answer." The manager could not help but feel a little confused. How does he know every song? The person next to him hesitated to answer, "Not sure." The results of the second game were announced. Jung Jin excitedly shouted, "The winning group of the second game is Siren." Then he continued to shout, "The third game is eating a lot of food." Seeing this, Taeyun turned to signal, "Let us not play this game, eat just enough." Meanwhile Dong Jun was crying his heart out, "Why is not it me but Yun Hoon Hyung?" The game quickly started. Jung Jin was so surprised that he exclaimed, "Oh bless you, did you come here after starving for a few days?" He laughed quietly, "I was a swimmer from middle school to high school." At the same time, Yun Hoon ate and admired. "This is really delicious," he happily reminded, "Yun Hoon, you are not evaluating the taste but you have to eat a lot." At this time Taeyun unconsciously turned to look in one direction. His eyes stopped on Yang Ho's huddled body. Then Taeyun moved his gaze to Kyung Jun again. He muttered to himself, "Until now there is still no big problem." Taeyun unconsciously tensed, a warning sounded in his head, "However, I still can't relax. Last time Hyun Yun Hoon almost had a big problem. I do not know what will happen." Right at this moment Jung Jin happily announced, "The winning group of the third game is Bless You. Now, the next game will have a special reward." He continued the competition program. Jung Jin pulled everyone's attention to the towering chair. "After eating a lot you have to exercise. The next game is Vaulting Horse." As soon as the words finished, his spine tensed, his heart beat slower for a beat, then fell heavily. "It is here. The athletic game is very easy to get injured." His voice rang out evenly. "Then I will explain the rules of the game. The members of each team take turns jumping over the vaulting horse. Every time you jump over, then I will add a block. If you can't jump over, then you will be eliminated." Taeyun tilted his head to think, if so then, if the person in front is eliminated then the person behind does not need to jump, right? So I should postpone Park Young-ho's order as far away as possible. Lee Woon involuntarily OED, "Makes me remember the time when I was a high school student." Du Sung showed a tense face. "It has been a long time since I played again, so I am a little afraid that my body won't be used to this game." Yun Hoon curiously turned to look at him. "Are you good at jumping, Taeyun?" Taeyun answered quickly without hesitating, "It is also normal." After speaking he sighed secretly in his heart. "Actually I am not very confident about sports. Sitting in the room typing for 5 years is no reason why I would jump well." Taeyun stared at the middle of his palm. If it was 5 years ago then who knows? He could not help but feel a little worried. From 5 years ago is now. I do not know if I can do it again. That thought had just appeared when it was pulled back by Na Hyun's voice. "Then let us decide the order." The teenager smiled happily. "We will play first," the person next to him quickly replied. "One by one we registered to play second," the remaining person said coldly. "Then we will be the third turn." Seeing this Yun Hoon involuntarily raised his arm high. He smiled kindly. "We will be fourth." Hearing this Na Hyun continued to announce the game. "Alright, so only one is the group to play the vaulting horse last." Moments later the voices rang out urgently and rapidly. "Bless You succeeded. One by one succeeded." The attention continued to shift. Jung Jin happily announced, "La Miney succeeded." As Dong Jun jumped forward, he excitedly shouted, "Siren succeeded." Jung Jin's voice continued to ring out enthusiastically. only one succeeded. He smiled. Everyone succeeded. Now we will officially start. Everyone succeeded 11 blocks. Everyone succeeded 12 blocks. Jung Jin suddenly paused. He urgently announced, Liminin. Unfortunately, they were eliminated from block number 13. The member kept patting his shoulder to comfort him. It is okay. Na Hyun could not help but admire. Why is everyone so good at playing? Let us go to level 14. The group's eyes immediately focused on Taeyun. Dong Jun almost shouted, Maknae, cheer up. Only seeing his body rush forward like a storm. Immediately after that, Taeyun's body flew up in the air, then flew over the other side of the chair. Witnessing that scene, Yang Ho was slightly surprised. Oh, he passed. He involuntarily stared at Taeyun. As expected of a 19-year-old, if it was the body from before, then I would not be able to hold on anymore. At the same time, he suddenly turned to look straight into Yang Ho's eyes. It must be difficult for Park Young Ho. A small sound suddenly rang out from behind. Taeyun spun around. What is that sound? His eyes moved following Kyung Jun's footsteps. Suspicion rose in his heart. What, that guy? Right at this moment, he moved the camera towards Yang Ho. A thought flashed through Taeyun's head. Is he filming Park Young Ho secretly? Kyung Jun excitedly checked the photos in his phone. He could not help but laugh. Right at this moment, Min Young spoke. Wait a minute. She worriedly approached Yang Ho. Is Young Ho's ankle okay? He was so tense that he bit his lip tightly. What do I do? After a moment of silence, Yang Ho smiled brightly. Yes, I am okay. I am completely fine. Seeing this, Min Young did not forget to remind. I know. Absolutely do not push yourself too much. Jung Jin's voice rang out again. Let us start filming. Saiwon nodded slightly. Yes. Taeyun lowered his head. He started to struggle internally. Should I stop filming right now and catch that staff member? Returning to Yang Ho, he was so tense that his voice trembled. Only one Park Young Ho would like to start. Taeyun's eyes were fixed on the small back in front of him. Should I prioritize saving Park Young Ho? What should I do? At the same time, his body suddenly rushed up. Then suddenly Yang Ho's ankle twisted to one side. He immediately turned pale. It is too high. Yang Ho's body stopped completely on the vaulting horse. Witnessing that scene, Taeyun angrily cursed at himself. At times like this, insight does not bother to appear. What are you doing? He worriedly looked at Yang Ho's trembling body. His heart twinged slightly. If I can't save Park Young Ho, if the showcase too is ruined, then... A terrifying thought flashed through Taeyun's head. Do Sung Hyung will. I can't lose Do Sung Hyung. Returning to Yang Ho, he closed his eyes tightly. Right at this moment, Taeyun rushed without hesitation and grabbed his body. Before the unexpected scene, Do Sung opened his eyes wide and surprised Taeyun. At the same time, Hyun Sung's face darkened. His eyes flashed with coldness. Returning to the group of Taeyun and Yang Ho, the group worriedly asked, Taeyun, is Yang Ho okay? Right at this moment, Taeyun suddenly hugged Yang Ho's body tightly. He was startled and looked up. The system's voice echoed in his ear, mission successful. Seeing this, Taeyun dared to breathe a sigh of relief. Thank goodness, the voice rang out evenly. You have prevented only one's Park Young Ho from withdrawing. He could not help but feel a little surprised. I did it. You have received part of the ability to control insight as a reward. The sixth sense has been formed. Please note that you may feel pain for a while. Then suddenly a pain came which made Taeyun frown. After a long time, he slowly sat up, his hand gently rubbing his head. On this side, Yang Ho called his name worriedly. Taeyun regained consciousness. He looked anxious, confused. Does your head hurt? Should we go to the hospital? Yang Ho showed a worried expression, mixed with guilt. Taeyun, are you okay? Because of me? He shook his head slightly, his eyes worriedly looking straight at Yang Ho. Yes, I am okay. Are you hurt anywhere? Young Ho Hyung. He suddenly burst into tears. Thanks to Taeyun rushing out, I survived. Do Sung frowned, then stepped a little closer, his voice lowered worriedly. Bang Taeyun, tell me the truth, does your head hurt? He immediately denied. I am really okay. It seems like there is just dust in my eyes. The two Li Woon and Yun Hoon looked at him blankly. Taeyun. Min Young quickly approached. She reminded worriedly. Run, if you feel unwell then you must tell me. We will take a break and then film again. Moments later, Yang Ho unexpectedly called his name, Taeyun. He lowered his voice. The sound was very firm. Thank you very much for what happened just now. Yang Ho bowed his head deeply. His face was serious as rarely seen. I will definitely repay this kindness. If you feel unwell, please tell me. Taeyun nodded slightly. His voice was light but decisive. His eyes flickered, then quickly regained his composure. Yes, I will do that. An annoyed voice rang out from inside the bathroom. I am going crazy. Kyung Jun lightly stroked the screen of his phone. Like this, then the program can be stopped from filming, right? He smirked. This incident will probably attract views. If I do well, I will have the opportunity to be on the news. If someone gets injured, then it will be even better. A line of text appeared right before Kyung Jun's eyes. Do you want to post a post? Right at that moment the sound of knocking on the door rang out. Kim Kyung-jun, are you here? He blankly looked at the door that was shaking. What is wrong? That voice continued to echo. This place is locked. Is Kim Kyung-jun in here? Seeing this, Kyung-jun hesitantly opened the door. Yes, what is wrong? Min Young unexpectedly leaned closer to him. She unexpectedly reached out towards his person. Give me the phone. Min Young angrily criticized. You are really filming this? Don't you know it is forbidden to leak information on the film set? Kyung-jun's body trembled. That. The manager lowered her voice. If scriptwriter Kim finds out, then it will be a big deal. Meanwhile, he still had not recovered from the shock. How did they know so well? Remembering a few minutes ago, Tae-yoon said honestly, there is a suspicious person in the film set. I heard the sound of taking pictures continuously. If you search through that person's phone, you will find evidence. Hearing this, Min Young could not help but feel a little confused. I checked all the staff already. He emphasized each word. There must be a way to hide it. Tae-yoon continued to add, there is no accident, but if those pictures are spread online, then the program may be affected. His last words were still echoing. Everyone must check before proceeding with filming again. Returning to reality, she declared coldly, I am sorry, but you have to leave the set immediately. Kyung-jun's face turned pale. His voice trembled with regret. I am sorry, everyone. Going outside, Siwon smiled with excitement. I heard that we are in first place overall. Dong-jun chuckled. Hey, we will be filming a commercial. Tae-yoon unconsciously smiled. It is fortunate that everything went smoothly. After a long time, Jung-jin's voice rang out very enthusiastically. Did everyone eat well? The results of the games until now. Immediately after that, he happily announced, in first place in most of the categories, Siren is still holding the #1 position. Next, the 5th game will have a special reward. Jung-jin laughed loudly. It is treasure hunting. Dong-jun opened his eyes wide, slightly tilted his head, his voice full of interest. Treasure hunting. Yun-hoon happily stepped forward. It must be fun. What is the reward? The surroundings immediately stirred. Jung-jin did not forget to remind. The treasures are hidden everywhere in the empty lot, so everyone please look hard. Let us start. Immediately after that, the group of people became noisy. Everyone shouted, let us go. Right at that moment, a call came to Tae-yoon's ear. Tae-yoon. He slowly turned around. Who is it? Hyun-sung spoke. His voice was deep. His eyes were serious. Can I talk to you in private for a moment? Tae-yoon was slightly stunned. Kang Hyun-sung. He turned his head in surprise. Now, I have to go treasure hunting. He looked at Tae-yoon coldly. Yes, just for a moment. I have asked PD to excuse me. Not stopping there, Hyun-sung seriously reminded. Tae-yoon, also take off the mic pack, if you do not want your private conversations to be broadcast. After a long time, he suddenly spoke. His voice was sincerely rare. Thank you for helping Young-ho. Hyun-sung continued. His voice dropped clearly. If Tae-yoon had not supported him, the injury would have become serious. Tae-yoon nodded. Yes, it is fortunate that he was not injured more seriously. In his heart he could not help but feel a little suspicious. He would not call me out here while filming just to say thank you. Not hiding his curiosity, Tae-yoon questioned, so, what is wrong? Hyun-sung said slowly, the next stage of Moonlit Night is being completely revised, yes. His eyes suddenly changed, his voice rang out coldly. I have removed all instruments in the Oriental style. Hyun-sung continued to add, the title of the song is not Moonlit Night but Moonlight. In Tae-yoon's head a disorder flashed. A series of thoughts rushed up. What is he thinking? Why is he telling me information about their stage while filming? He spoke, his voice was low but could not hide his suspicion. Wait a minute, why are you telling me this? Tae-yoon thought to himself, maintaining the competition is very good, however. After a moment of silence, he announced loudly, I want to compete fairly. Tae-yoon secretly laughed in his heart, even our members find it funny. On the opposite side, Hyun-sung smirked. He spoke in a steady voice but did not hide his admiration, as expected of you to be sharp. Hyun-sung continued, his attitude became more serious. I am sorry, I did not intend to offend you. I think it would be great if there was a stage that matched us. So I said that. I called Tae-yoon out because... He said as if it was obvious, making Tae-yoon could not help but be stunned. Filming the cola commercial, we will film together. He confusedly asked back, what is that about? Hyun-sung continued, his voice was clear in every word. This was originally my personal suggestion. I talked to the production team to create this game. He kept babbling, so, no matter what the result is, only one will film the commercial. Please do not misunderstand. We did not plan to be in first place. I did not cheat. I am just expressing goodwill. Hyun-sung looked straight at Tae-yoon. His eyes were honest. You can think whatever you want whether you believe my words or not. I am just saying it first so you do not misunderstand. His body trembled slightly. His heart secretly confirmed. Now I understand. No matter how successful the previous season was, There is no way winning the minigame would get you to be a commercial model. It is natural for only one to take on the role of commercial model. Then suddenly Taeyoon's voice hardened. No, I believe it. Before leaving, he turned to look straight into his eyes, thinking about it. That prospect seems reasonable. Taeyoon thought slightly. I can understand why he called me out here while filming. He asked again, do you have anything else to say? Hyun-sung immediately shook his head in denial. No, let us go out. Only seeing the door slowly open pulling along a piercing creak. As soon as he saw the two Taeyoon and Hyun-sung, Jung Jin showed surprise. You have arrived. Yeon-hoon turned around. Taeyoon, where did you just go? He answered quickly without hesitation. I went to the bathroom for a bit. Have you found the treasure yet? Lee Woon smiled with a helpless expression. There is not any. He said with frustration. The other teams seem to have found the treasure in turn. How did they find it? Dong-jun became suspicious. Or are they forging it? Do-sung almost shouted, hey, there is no program that forges a treasure hunt game. Noticing the tense atmosphere, Yeon-hoon hurried to speak. Let us look a little more. 50 minutes later, Jung Jin announced loudly, we will end the treasure hunt game. Let us see what treasure you have found. Yeon-hoon forced a smile. We really can't find it. Dong-jun sighed in frustration. I also want a reward. Right at this moment, the group suddenly stirred. Look over there. Someone excitedly shouted, it is King's Cola's advertising voucher. Jung Jin immediately grasped the situation. He did not forget to announce, oh, it turns out that only one has found the hidden treasure of this game. Seeing this, the teenager could not help but admire. Two groups get to film commercials. I am so jealous, congratulations. Another group happily announced, we have also received a trip to Jeju Island. Jung Jin could not help but feel a little confused, really. Another person spoke, Luminen is a Silla hotel stay vlog. A teenager excitedly announced, one by one gets a vacation at the Gapyeong Pool Villa. Seeing this, Taeyoon sighed slightly. They spent some money to reduce the embarrassment of having two groups film commercials. At the same time, Lee Woon said gloomily, if we also filmed a vlog then it would have been very fun. He tried to comfort, we will go separately later. Moments later, Jung Jin's voice rang out, everyone worked hard. He loudly reminded, step back behind the camera. Taeyoon stepped forward bluntly, let us quickly go practice. Lee Woon blankly turned around, wait, Taeyoon. Right at this moment, a hand unexpectedly grabbed his arm tightly. Taeyoon turned around without any defense. Yeon-ho lowered his head, he said with a trembling voice, Yeon-ho hesitated to grab his hand, if it is not rude then. He could not help but feel a little confused, is he trembling? Taeyoon nodded slightly, yes. Then he suddenly suggested, can I have your number? Yeon-ho tried to hold his hand, his voice rang out softly, Taeyoon. He hesitated for a moment, then unexpectedly suggested, can I have your phone number? Taeyoon showed a blank expression, he confusedly asked back, my phone number? Yeon-ho frankly admitted, I want to thank you somehow. Taeyoon lowered his head to think, he felt a feeling of confusion that was hard to name. From Kan Hyun-sung to Park Young-ho, why are they taking turns treating me like this today? He lowered his head deeply, his voice softened with apology. I am sorry, because we are forbidden to give out personal contact information. Taeyoon thought to himself, I am sorry, but I have to make up a reasonable excuse. He turned around coldly. I will see you again in the next filming, he hurriedly called after that matter. Later, Yeon-ho stood frozen in place, his eyes still fixed on Taeyoon's back. After a long time, Lee Woon excitedly cheered, it is over, it is over. Do-sung suddenly turned around, Woon, what should we eat tonight? He pondered thoughtfully, does everyone want to eat anything? Dong-jun quickly cut in, his tone was very excited, I choose spicy stir-fried pork. Do-sung smiled and did not forget to ask, type, Yeon-hoon quickly cut in, then grilled pork belly, type 2. Lee Woon finalized the last sentence, salad, huh, the group answered in unison, exactly. Dong-jun smirked, there is no right answer for dinner. Taeyoon felt gratitude in his heart, it is fortunate that Do-sung Hyung is safe. Lee Woon spoke, his voice steady with concern, everyone must be very tired, if you have chosen the menu then everyone rest. Yes. Taeyoon leaned back in the car seat, slightly closed his eyes, his breathing gradually became more even, I feel a little lighter. Thinking about it, the system said the control of insight and the sixth sense, what exactly are they? Does the sixth sense help me use insight? In fact, seeing is a supernatural ability. Perhaps a new sense is needed to be able to control this thing, the problem is. What exactly is the sixth sense? Because currently there are no special changes in my body. So I will try to think about the feeling when entering the state of insight. Right at this moment, the car began to roll into a dark basement. A light suddenly flashed by the window, it covered his body. Then suddenly a sound echoed in Taeyoon's ear, he involuntarily opened his eyes. Taeyoon turned to look at everyone, he secretly confirmed, vision and hearing have become more sensitive. On this car, everything is within my sight. It seems I can control everything. Then suddenly Taeyun's body fell backwards, a scream rang out. At the same time Do-sung turned to look at him with worried eyes. He urgently asked, "What is wrong, Taeyun? Are you not feeling well anywhere?" The system screen lit up right before Taeyun's eyes, received part of the ability to control insight for compensation. You can reuse it at a time after midnight. He frowned slightly. There is a cooldown time. After a moment of silence, Taeyun carefully replied, "I am okay. I am just a little tired." The scene shifted to a building. Only seeing the night covered it. Inside, Lee Woon opened his mouth to breathe out. After filming, we came back to the practice room. A very long day. Someone did not forget to remind. That is right. Everyone worked hard today. Good night. Only seeing the group of people lying in a row on the floor covered with soft cushions. At this time Taeyun was still awake, his eyes drooped slightly. Then Taeyun turned to the left. He suddenly sat up. His eyes looked at the empty space next to him. Taeyun stared at the empty cushion, Yun-hoon Hyung. He hurriedly walked in the hallway. There is no one in the bathroom. Taeyun glanced around. He could not help but feel a little confused. Where did he go? Taeyun looked blankly towards the back covered by the darkness. What are you doing there? Turn off the lights. Then he turned around. I was very worried about you. Please go to sleep. Right at this moment, Yun-hoon suddenly called Taeyun. Hearing this, he slowly turned around. His eyes watched him vigilantly. Taeyun looked confusedly straight into Yun-hoon's empty eyes. What is this strange feeling? It is not like the Yun-hoon Hyung that I knew. He continued to call Taeyun. He hesitated slightly. Suspicion rose in his heart. Could it be? The number unexpectedly appeared in Taeyun's subconscious. He was almost numb. His eyes looked with horror towards the person opposite. That is Yun-hoon Hyung before the return. Taeyun hesitantly approached Yun-hoon. What happened to you? He suddenly reached out and pushed his body hard. Seeing Yun-hoon's cold face, Taeyun said harshly, "Don't be silent like that." Immediately after that, he decisively grabbed his hand tightly. Taeyun leaned closer while shouting, "Please say something." Yun-hoon's body was still motionless. He became even more worried. What is wrong? Not moving at all. Suddenly a green light flashed in Taeyun's eyes. The system screen lit up. No access. He was almost numb. His inner self was extremely panicked, like there was an invisible wall blocking between me and him. No access. Taeyun tried to get closer to Yun-hoon. He could not help but feel a little worried. What the heck is this? After a moment of silence, Yun-hoon said with a trembling voice, "I am sorry, Taeyun." Hearing this, Taeyun looked at him blankly. What are you saying? After speaking, Yun-hoon suddenly fell towards him. Taeyun looked down at the sleeping face. He mumbled, "Sorry for what?" Taeyun hugged his body. His breathing hurried in the quiet darkness. His eyes flickered violently. What exactly is going on? He repeated that question in his head. What exactly is going on? Just now, Yun-hoon Hyung was not like the Hyung from now. I can't activate insight. The question rang out in Taeyun's head vaguely. When everything around suddenly becomes strange, what exactly is this world? He opened his eyes to look at the familiar group of people. His heart beat fast because of the feeling of being both lost and scared. Why did I come back here? Did Yun-hoon Hyung bring me back here? The feeling of helplessness filled his heart. I do not know anything. The scene shifted to the next morning. The door unexpectedly opened. At the same time, Taeyun gradually opened his eyes. The sunlight hit his eyes directly. A familiar voice rang out, pulling Taeyun back to reality. Do-sung stood at the door with a worried expression. Bang, Taeyun, are you awake? What is wrong with you? You overslept. He sighed in frustration. It seems I was a little tired yesterday. He turned his back to go towards the kitchen. His voice softened. Go take a shower. I will make breakfast. Yun-hoon's eyes brightened when he tasted the first spoonful of soup. Absolutely delicious. Do-sung. Dong-jun laughed and joked. I really want to live this whole life just by eating the stew that you cooked for me. He looked awkward. That is a little. At the same time, Yun-hoon concentrated on eating and drinking. Taeyun's eyes unconsciously fixed on him. Right at this moment, Lee Woon suddenly spoke. Has everyone seen SNS yet? He held the screen up before everyone. I created this account to see everyone's reaction to the showcase. The whole group gradually gathered, their eyes carefully looking at the small screen. The feeling of excitement spread. There are more comments mentioning us than we thought. Yun-hoon happily added, moreover, most of them are positive comments. The voice became more lively. A vague belief began to form in the hearts of each person. It seems many people are very interested in our showcase. Taeyun suddenly became serious again, his eyes fixed on the phone screen. Wait, could it be? He glanced at the number that was increasing. The number of visits has increased. Other groups have also increased by about double the total number of views. Our video has the highest increase, right? Taeyun spoke softly. Hyungs? Everyone turned to look at him at the same time. Taeyun smiled. If today's broadcast goes well, then we can look forward to it, huh? A soft cheer rang out. joy mixed with an excitement that was hard to hide. Our number of visits has increased to 800k. Saiwon spoke while checking his phone. His eyes did not leave the screen. What happened yesterday that suddenly increased by 100,000? The person next to him quickly gave a guess. Because today is the first episode that is broadcasting, so people searched it up, right? Hyun-sung spoke in a low voice. Siren has increased to 750,000 visits. The teenager involuntarily trembled his voice. It seems, it is almost doubled. He stared at the screen. It seems dangerous. Hyun-sung's words were like a warning. The ranking can change depending on today's episode. At the same time, Yang-ho nervously turned to look at him. Hyun-sung stood up, he said coldly. After eating, then go practice immediately. The atmosphere immediately became serious. Hyun-sung's voice lowered, because this is not the time to laugh and talk. After a long time, the music rang out urgently. Only seeing Dong-jun was diligently practicing before the mirror. Taeyoon looked at him suspiciously. Isn't it almost time for the broadcast? Dong-jun jumped in shock. I forgot. I have to go watch quickly. Seeing this, he reminded. Yes, go wash your face quickly and come back. Later, Lee-woon clenched his hand. His heart beat fast when the screen gradually switched to the broadcast interface. I am so nervous. Yun-hoon said tremblingly. It is starting. It is starting. The warm voice of the female host rang out, carrying determination and sincere encouragement. Taking this opportunity, everyone please do your best. Yun-hoon said softly. His nose stung when he heard the sincere encouragement. The encouragement messages from the seniors of Season 1 is so touching. Taeyoon was slightly helpless. Before the broadcast started, Yun-hoon already wanted to cry. The introducing voice rang out from the screen. Hyun-sung smiled brightly. Be your only one. Hello everyone, we are only one. Taeyoon leaned forward. He frowned slightly. Only one is the first order. Usually those groups that are famous and have high heat, only one, is full of love between the members. Appearing in the last turn is natural. The members spend time for themselves. The teenager forced a smile. Where's the trash can? Luminant does not know the location of the trash can. The time of other groups is also so short that you can feel it. That means that, Lee-woon showed a tense face. What do we do? It is almost our turn. Dong-jun chuckled. It must be very fun. Taeyoon smirked. The main character of this episode is us. On the inside of the screen, the sound of gasping was constantly ringing out. Is there no elevator here? Someone chuckled. Alright, stay there. Yun-hoon could not help but feel a little confused. This is the show, right? Lee-woon forced a smile. Why did it become a documentary for us? Right at this moment, Yun-hoon poked his head out. Everyone's here. He politely greeted. Hello everyone. Do-sung suddenly pouted. He could not help but admire. Is our dormitory so cramped? Lee-woon tried to comfort. Maybe it is because of the camera, so it looks like that. Dong-jun laughed softly. It is successful. Just move houses and it will be fun. Inside, Do-sung clapped to signal. Alright, prepare to eat. Take out the table. He angrily shouted. Hey, are you guys not planning to eat? Take out the table. Outside, Do-sung was so shocked that he spat out all the water in his mouth. He showed a dissatisfied face. Why did they show that? Do-sung held the bowl of rice out towards Yun-hoon. He said calmly, here, eat. Yun-hoon smiled awkwardly. There is even a scene of scooping a full bowl of rice. It is a little embarrassing. Do-sung said with frustration. That day was the only day I scooped a lot of rice. In that moment, Taeyoon thought to himself, even the idols of small and medium-sized businesses, living and working in a harsh environment, but the members still hope that they can debut in such circumstances. This is the image of idols that the PDs want. He reaffirmed, and Siren, who have shown that image, will become a strong contender for the championship position.